Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this glorious evening as we embark on our journey on the road to glory.
What's up, party people of the LSG, of the SFL, and any other three-letter acronym I can think of? What's going on? What's happening? What's cracking? This Wednesday night, it's hump day. It's hump night. What's up, folks? I hope that everybody is preparing to party tomorrow night. St. Patrick's Day, baby. So I don't know if you can see. Can you guys see my shirt? It says, cheers, fuckers. And then this hat right here I'm wearing, this Jameson hat, I actually won last St. Patrick's Day. My kids and their girlfriends, fiancés, whatever, the six of us, we went out to a bar, and I won this hat because we had the biggest bar bill of the entire night in that bar on St. Patrick's Day. And you know what that says to me? I'm a good father. I'm a good parent for drinking that much alcohol with my children. So anyway, welcome to ride number 8 on the road to glory, folks. Let me get that up. I guess that should have been up already. Welcome to ride number 8 on the road to glory. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I don't know if you've seen the SFL website today, but as of this morning, when you go to the homepage, you've got all the shows there. And the Road to Glory is on there now. So what do you know? We've made the big time in the SFL. And Pink Lisa's telling me, check. Oh, Lisa, I can't check. Hold on a second. Hey, hold on. Everybody, hold on a second. Oh, look what she did. She brought me some wine. She's such a great wife. I think I'm going to keep her around for a while. Holy crap. I'm going to keep her around for a while. Anyway, welcome to ride number 8. And welcome to my buttery Chardonnay. And while we're talking about buttery Chardonnay, you can't say the words buttery Chardonnay in this league without thinking of two other words. Well, not the two words that I call him, but you guys know him as Charles Doherty. Charles, what's up?
How's it going, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Lisa hooked you up.
Dude, she is a good woman, and I don't know if, you know what, we're going to celebrate 30 years coming up in May, 30-year anniversary in May. Mm-hmm. And I told her, you know what, you made it 30 years. I'm probably going to keep you around. That's it.
Is that like 30 liters you got in your hand?
30, hey, yo. So anyway, Charles, what's up, man? What's going on?
No, it's a special night, man. I don't know when you're going to introduce that, but we've got some real special guests tonight. I'm excited.
You can introduce that if you want. You want to bring it up? Or do you want to before we...
I'll back you up.
Well, actually, before we do that, before we start talking about it being ladies' night and the feelings right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. See, dude, listen, we will be on tour. Please get your tickets. Go to www.lonestarkicksass.com and get your tickets to the Dave and Charles show.
We'll be the opening act for Freddie when he goes to Vegas.
There you go. Oh, dude. You think we're worthy of opening for Freddie? I don't know. That's pretty.
I guess we're in negotiations.
That's a lot of pressure, bro.
His manager Gunny's a hard ass.
Albert in the chat says this is before the wine. Ouch. First time chat from viewer 5 Green Jelly Beans. 5 Green Jelly Beans. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. We love seeing new people. We've got a lot of old people here already, so it's good to see some new people once in a while. What should we do first, Charles? Do you want to talk about the Lone Store, or do you want to check the party people?
Let's check the party people.
Check the party people first.
The most important.
All right, let's check the party people. First and foremost, I always like to see who got in here first, right? Who's the first one in? Albert Begin is the first one in. I kind of think that might be Tina tonight, but we'll see. Albert Begin is here. The amazing, lovely, perfect Pink Lisa's in the house. 5 Green Jelly Beans, in case you missed me saying that earlier. Albert Begin, Art Vandelay, Bob Funk, Bullet Boletsky, Kevin Say. Did Kevin Say just show up to score 2 more touchdowns on us tonight, or what the hell is he doing here? Hey, Kevin Say, you can't just come on the show and do like rush 100 yards and get 2 touchdowns, bro. Eddie Gage is in the house, folks. Gunny McGuire's here. Ike McBride, Van Lacey's in the house. Nate Hall, Packer Fred. I see Cam is in the house. Cam, what's up? Pseudo Nakai, the Greg Soto is in the house. Frank the Franchise Wade, Yogi Bar, and let me see. Who else did I miss here? Let me look back. Did I say Freddie already? Freddie's in the house. I think that's it, everybody, for now. People still piling in, I see. So as you pile in, hopefully I'll see you, and I'll be able to throw you a little shout out in the chat. In the meantime, each and every week, as you know, we start the show off with talking about the Lone Star, our store, the Lone Star Glory store, where you can get all the beautiful red, white, and blue patriotic LSG gear you want to get. And each week, Charles decides what is going to be our item of the week. What are we going to really talk about? And Charles, what is it this week? I'm going to pop something up here, and it looks like it might be our kicker who just won the game for us last week. Who is this guy?
Player of the game kicker, the one and only Mr. Troll, James Troll. He likes to hydrate. He needs to stay hydrated as a high-quality kicker that he is. Look, he's there with his Lone Star bottles.
I don't know
what's in them, but I know that it's keeping it either hot or cold, whatever you need it to do. But, he looks like he's relaxing after a good game.
What is on his chest?
That's his troll tat.
Dude, listen, SFL and LSG peeps, if you don't have a troll tat, you don't know what you're missing. I don't know.
I think that his friend next to him is looking at it going, wow, nice ink.
Look at her. She looks like she's smiling. Although the girl closest to us, she's like, whatever, bro. Everybody has one. So, James Troll, thank you, A, for getting a troll tattoo. B, thank you for taking the picture. And C, as you notice to the right side now, we've got all kinds of water bottles, cups, the whole 9 yards, mugs. Go to lonestar.myspreadshop.com as I see the man with the best name in the SFL hopping in the house, David Leathers. What's up? And look at James Troll popping in just in time, along with Bob Funk. Good to see all of you as well. Good to see everybody chiming in. All right, so we talked about that. So I guess it's on you now, Charles. For those of you who don't know, if you missed the ping tonight, it is ladies' night. It's the ladies of Lone Star. And Charles, I'm going to let you introduce our two wonderful ladies that are part of the Lone Star Glory.
Okay, well, in the red square, she is a successful lawyer by day. In the SFL, she's leaving corpus all over the field. Get that? That's a law joke.
I get it.
The most bruising, punishing halfback in the SFL, my favorite sister-in-law. Everybody wants to be like the one and the only Ike McBride.
Ike McBride in the house. Ike, what's going on? How are you?
Well, good evening, everybody. I think after your singing, though, I think my headset blew out my ears.
Well, that was
come on now.
Well, if it was your right, that was Charles. The left side.
It was my right. It was Charles.
Yeah, the left side was me. So you're good.
I'm really glad to be here in honor of International Women's Month. I think it's a great thing you're doing, Dave, having us on tonight. I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much. Also, Charles, let me interject real quick before you introduce our next lady of Lone Star. We actually we're going to be playing Vancouver this upcoming week, and we are going to be breaking that game down later. Those of you who know, you guys all know Kendra Hall, wife of Nate Hall, our teammate, one of the best wide receivers in all the SFL. She underwent a medical procedure today. I don't know the details of it, but I know that her recovery is not going great today, so she's not able to make it on the show after all tonight. So if you think about it, go ahead and reach out to her. Let her let her know you're thinking of her, and so we'll have to figure something else out tonight, which I already did, which I'll announce in a little bit. But Kendra will not be able to be with us tonight. So Charles, what else we got?
But before we go to the blue square, this proves that Ike McBride is a woman. I know a lot of people still call her a man during the game. I don't know why by
he
now.
Runs for this and he runs for that and he scores a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know if that still happens, Ike, but does it still happen?
Not by game 8 or 9. I think by now Cam's slapped all of the announcers into shape. And
I don't know. Cam's in the chat. Cam, can you confirm or deny that you are literally slapping the broadcasters of the SFL on the he-she thing. But Charles, go ahead.
All right. Well, in the blue square, the only woman on earth that can tame the bear claw, devoted mother, wife, and professional, quarterback, neck snapper on the field, the scariest defensive tackle in the league. Not the end, but Tina Begin.
Oh, not the end, but the begin. Tina, what's up? How are you doing tonight? What's going on? That headset looks very familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of big.
How are you doing tonight, by the way?
I'm good, you?
Okay, good. Are you nervous at all for being on tonight?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Don't
That's
be
how
nervous.
That's how we like it.
I'm the back of the. I like to be in the back.
Right.
Ground.
I get it. Well, just pretend like nobody's watching you and you're not on camera for hundreds of people to see.
You're already outshining
Great.
Albert.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just you literally showing up, you're already doing a better job than Albert ever does. So.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, Cam in the chat says literally slapping, so annoying. So attaboy. Thank you, Cam. Let me see if anybody else jumped in real quick. Ike and Tina, thank you so much for being women and for being on the show. Well, I mean, listen. Otherwise, this wouldn't be their month, right? Am I right? So thank you for being women. Thank you for being part of Lone Star. Thank you for being on the show tonight. We appreciate both of you. All right.
Dave.
So, what do we do first? Every single show, we got to kick it with our friends of LSG from around the SFL. And we always start with bullet points from the last show for those of you who either missed it or do not remember. And that will bring in our boy, Bullet Beletsky. Bullet, what's going on? How you doing tonight, buddy?
What's going on, Dave?
Same old, same old. I'm almost afraid to look at these bullet points tonight, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're getting hammered tonight, Dave.
Oh, well,
Literally and
hold on.
figuratively.
I was going to say, obviously I'm getting hammered tonight, but this is what happens when Lisa goes out of town for a few days and I get to drink for a few days, and then she comes back and I don't stop drinking. This is what happens. I'm sure you can feel my pain.
I feel your pain, certainly.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Even though you said that tongue-in-cheek, it sounded like.
No. I get you. I feel you, man. I feel you.
Well, it looks like we must have had a loaded show last night because the previous 2 weeks, you've only had 5 bullet points, and you got 6 tonight.
Yes, I do. 6 is the lucky number.
That is why I'm already concerned. So let's kick it off with bullet point number 1 from the Road to Glory ride number 7.
Okay, kicking it off.
First word I see is my name. Unbelievable.
Exactly. Dave was at it again, bragging about his Lone Star water bottle, admiring all the stickers on it, and holding it up for all to see like a little kid holding up his Little League trophy. Could this be a classic phallic symbol situation? Or did some bully steal Dave's water bottle when he was in 5th grade, and this is his coping mechanism? I think Lone Star needs to pay someone for regression therapy to get to the bottom of this.
All right, so I want to respond to 2 of those. First of all, I was super cool in the 5th grade. If you don't believe me, just ask all my elementary Facebook friends. But also, I'm willing to take the money. If you want to go fund me to Dave Axis, I promise I'll put that towards therapy. How's that?
Sounds like a plan, Dave.
All right, bullet point number 2.
Okay. Greg Soto was fading into his video background setting, which ironically was a screenshot of the 2K8 Legend settings, and he whimsically blamed the settings for, quote-unquote, always making things disappear. I'll just leave that there. Sorry, Cam.
That actually sounds like Greg. I'm looking in the chat real quick to see if anybody else jumped in. Somebody called ADEPTW. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. All right, bullet point number 3.
Okay. Another T-shirt worthy moment occurred when someone in the chat suggested that Dave, Greg, and Albert were the 3 bald amigos. Now, while I initially thought that this was funny, I started to get an uneasy feeling about it when I realized how similar they all actually look. What's going on in Lone Star? Is Charles building a cult? Dave, blink once if you're in distress. There you go.
Hey, so shouldn't
Got it.
You know what? That kind of makes sense, right? The leader of the cult always has like special privileges, like I don't know, growing hair. That's actually
true.
It's actually a great point, bro. And I appreciate you trying to rescue me. Please call NCIS at your earliest convenience. Bullet point number 4.
Number 4. Okay, the Lone Star Boys got into a riveting discussion about bedpans, and we not only learned that Albert drinks beer out of his bedpan, we also saw Dave's superb segue skills on full display when he said, "Speaking of dented bedpans, where's Nate Hall?" While no one was able to figure out what the specific reference was, it's very obvious to even the casual observer that the Lone Star Boys know how to party.
Hell yeah, we know how to party. That's what we do, bro. All right, bullet point number 5. This, by the way, I just want.
This is my favorite one ever.
This
right
is
here.
this is the longest bullet point you've ever written.
Bob Funk really likes beer.
That's it. Bob Funk really likes beer. Oh, you know we should have changed his name to Bob Drunk really likes beer. Damn it, I missed.
That's true.
Totally
Next
missed
time, I will forever refer to him
as Bob
Drunk going forward. Yes,
that
sir.
is perfect, bro. That's perfect. All right, last but I'm sure certainly not least, bullet point number 6.
Okay, number 6. When describing the Layers brand of chips he was eating during his segment, Mike All described them as soft and puffy in your mouth like Greg Soto. This seemed to be a bone of contention with Mike, so I'm hoping that he and Greg were able to work that out.
I have no recollection, Senator. I don't know anything. I don't know what to say about this. I know Greg Soto is in the chat. I know Mike All is in the chat. I'm not commenting on that, other than to say that yes, David Leathers, you did coach in the inaugural Drunk Funk Bowl, and for those of you who don't know what that is, go ahead and DM me and I'll let you know. Bullet, thank you so much as always, bro. You are always on point, always taking us to task, always making fun of us, and that's what we love about you.
Love being here, Dave. My pleasure, as usual.
You got it, bro. I'll see you next week.
I'm not on that list, so I love
Dude,
it.
what's up with that? Charles isn't on the list this week?
Season.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Was
Charles gave me some something under the table to not mention him, but
you're gonna have to bullet point yourself on
and
that one.
yeah, that did not come out the way.
And I'm guessing it wasn't money. Hey yo. All right, so
holy mackerel!
Damn, that was not good, Chuck.
Dude, way to go! You literally need to bullet point yourself next week, bro.
Absolutely, it'll be number 1.
That's perfect. Wow. All right, Bullet. Thanks for being here, bro. We'll see you next week, man.
You got it.
All right, later. All right, folks. That brings up time to talk about our Week 9 game against Portland. Now, last week we had our head coach Albert Begin and our offensive coordinator Greg Soto on, and they both seemed, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, supremely confident that we would win this game. Now, we did win the game, but I got to be honest with you, Charles, it was nerve-wracking. I was on the edge of my seat, and to only score field goals and not even score a touchdown had me a little bewildered.
Well, it shows once again that when we get into trouble as a team, there's always one person that steps up and leads us to the finish line. And in this case, it was James Troll and his foot. He kept us in the game. But, we battled on both sides of the ball. I mean, on defense, and we kept them to low scoring. I mean, Love didn't explode on us. Neither did O.J. Bruin. We weren't able to get it in the end zone, but we didn't make a ton of mistakes. I mean, our quarterback, Gunny, got an interception, and Van got an interception. I think we only got 2, but we were doing everything we could. We just weren't able to put the points on the board, but I knew it was going to be a tough game. I mean, the record of Portland does not adequately show you the amount of talented players they have on their team.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's, over the last couple of seasons, you've got teams like DC who started off 0-8. You've got Fort Worth who's been struggling. You've got Portland. But all those teams, each week, Charles, as much as they've been struggling, you still think they have a chance to win their game every week. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they do. And it's not like, they didn't have a bad game plan. I mean, I saw the plays they were running, and I really can't put my finger on it, honestly.
Well, let me go to the ladies of Lone Star for tonight. Ike, let me begin with you. From a running back standpoint, Ezekiel Love, he's one of the best running backs in the SFL. He's already in the top I think I heard like top 20, 25 only in his third or fourth season in rushing. He's just been tearing up. We were able to hold him to 123 yards on 29 carries, but most importantly, and like we talked about last week, we kept him out of the end zone, and that was one of the keys. Now, unfortunately, Portland was also able to keep you out of the end zone, our halfback, and I think you ran for about 76, 78 yards, something like that. How important did you think it was, number one, to keep Ezekiel Love out of the end zone, and do you think that was the difference of the game for us to have victory?
Well, I think it was critical to keep him out of the end zone. The way, as I recall, I think he only really had one run that he really ripped off there, and I think it was Gunny who finally, got him and like caught up with him and knocked him down.
Yeah, it was a 58-yard rush. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good run. On the other side of the ball, I had that one run in the end of the fourth quarter that got us within field goal range. So, although neither one of us were stellar, each of us contributed when we needed to get the team points. But I think keeping him out of the end zone and keeping him bottled up, I think really, really helped us to smother the offense. The defenses both just played really well.
Yeah, they really did. This was definitely a defensive battle, like you mentioned. For Ezekiel Love to get 58 of his 100 and whatever yards on one carry, Tina, it shows how great our defense played. You had 3 tackles and an additional tackle for loss. As you were watching the game this week, and you see our defense, I mean, our offense probably struggled if you look at it from that point, but as a defense, you got to be pretty proud to hold an offense, regardless of who they are, especially with one of the best running backs in the league, to only 10 points for an entire game. On the defensive side, you got to feel pretty satisfied about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. We played good. We played good defense.
First, did you were you able to watch the whole game by any?
I was not.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't either. I caught most of the second half, which made me even more stressed because we were barely ahead or we were behind at one point. And to be honest with you, near the end of the game when we were down 10-9, I think it was. I mean, I was completely stressed out. When you are watching the games with Albert, I'm assuming, and I just want to ask you this question so it's on the record. Is he extremely more stressed out than you are watching the games?
Yes, very, about 100% more stressed than I am.
Now, do you guys watch the games together?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. All right. So, wait. So, if you weren't able to watch the whole game, can I assume that Albert didn't watch the whole game? Because if that's true, Albert, I'm going to have to DM you in the coach's channel here in a moment.
Yes, he watched the whole game.
Okay. I know he did. I'm sure he did. Tina, what's your favorite part? I know we're talking about the Portland game, but just in general, what's your favorite part about playing defense on this team, or just playing defense in general?
Sacking the quarterback and breaking arms.
Oh, sacking quarterbacks and breaking arms. Bullet, that's another T-shirt, baby. I think we just got Tina Begins T-shirt in the Lone Store. Oh, snap. That's going to happen next week. In the Lone Store, it's going to be Tina Begin, sacking quarterbacks and breaking arms. Yep. Boom. Quote of the night. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Tina, I got a question for you, if I may.
Yes.
What's life been like this week living with James Troll?
It's been hell. He can't fit through the door. His head's so big.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm not
Between
surprised.
him and Albert.
Oh, that's
I'm glad I went back to work this week. I didn't have to hear it all day.
I'm not surprised. Actually, so on that same kind of topic, Ike, let's go back to you. What's it like being Charles' sister-in-law?
Oh, come on now.
Well, it's the best thing in the world, Dave. Really, what else would I say?
Hey, hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, all right. I just stopped recording. Now tell me the truth.
No, it's fabulous. I'm glad he got me into the league. I'm glad he got me on this team, and he drafted me. I've been having so much fun with all of you guys. I love the game of football, so we both like buttery Chardonnays. It's, the The match made in heaven.
Hey, we all love buttery Chardonnays. Cheers to everybody right now. If you have a buttery Chardonnay. Wait, Charles, do you have one too? Oh, snap.
Cheers.
Oh, wait. Tina didn't get the memo.
But if we could just talk something
I
about
got
the
some
game,
hot
Dave.
cinnamon tea.
Yep. What is that?
What do you
It's
have?
hot cinnamon spice tea.
That'll work too. That will work too. Ike, what were you about to say?
You can drive
So
us all
the-
home.
So it was a couple of things. Number one, if we keep winning in the last seconds of the fourth quarter, I'm going to have to be on higher blood pressure pills. This is just causing too much problems. But there was that call where it was their touchdown, and I think that in the locker room we were all pretty much thinking that wasn't a touchdown.
Okay.
But there wasn't a really good camera angle that could prove otherwise.
Well,
right?
I was on my phone, and it's really hard to watch these games on the phone, so I didn't see the detail of that. Did they review it or anything, or are you just going off? No. Okay.
No, Albert didn't throw the red flag, and I had it on my big, 72-inch TV.
Yeah.
There
And
she goes.
and it just
Bragging
to
about her
me,
damn TV.
he didn't. Mine's bigger than yours,
Oh,
Charles.
hey yo.
Hey, Bullet got that one. Thanks.
Bullet
welcome.
point
It
number
just-
27.
Never went into his hands.
Is Cam still in the chat? Cam, are you still here?
The thing that makes it
I don't know
hard
if-
is it's the 1 foot, 1 foot inbounds. It
He didn't
happened
have
so
any
fast.
feet down.
He had 1 foot down.
Well, I was gonna say
I
you
went
only
back and looked
in this
at it.
league you only need 1 foot. You don't need 2 feet. But
And it happened
it's-
so fast. He got lit up as soon as he caught the ball. Put
Mm-hmm.
1 foot down. It popped out. It's just we're so trained watching a pro game that we automatically think there's a problem. But,
So Albert's even saying in the chat that he didn't have the ball. So
Right.
wait, for who was it a receiver or was it to
well,
Love?
Albert's trying to cover up the fact that he didn't challenge it.
That's
Well,
that's
he should
actually
have challenged it.
that's
if he's
actually
saying
probably
that.
true. That's actually
Yeah,
probably true.
It's called smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, who caught that pass? Does anybody remember? Was it a receiver or was it to Ezekiel Love on like
I
a
think
screen
it was-
pass?
It was a receiver.
Wide receiver Benjamin Warner.
Oh, it was
Warner.
Benjamin.
Benjamin
Okay,
Warner.
okay, Benjamin Warner. Okay, like
Thank you, Gunny.
I didn't. I just saw the touchdown on my phone. I couldn't see the details or whatever. But I didn't even realize it was controversial at the time. Was it, Ike? Let me ask you. Was it controversial on the call? Were the announcers talking about it, or did they just
Yes.
go about business as usual?
No, the announcers were talking about it. The YouTube chat blew up. It was pretty controversial, and everybody couldn't believe that we didn't challenge it.
Okay.
So-
Hey, wait, hold on,
so-
Charles. Hold on. I'm sorry. Are we live right now? Oh shit! I thought I was in a dream because Eddie Gage just said he caught it and returned it for a pick six. Hey yo!
Oh wow.
We're playing Eddie. Eddie and I were doing
I
stats.
know, but
No.
Eddie's never had a pick six, so we know that had to
I
be
know.
that had to be a dream. Charles, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, so a lot of the guys and gals from Lone Star were in the voice locker room when this happened. And I know we're dogging Albert for not throwing the red flag, but what actually happened is he reached for it, but he accidentally grabbed the bedpan and threw that, and we heard a clank. So I don't know, Tina, you can tell us if there was a mess or anything, but
Tina,
no, he tried. He
It was
tried.
all over.
just a
60
dream.
days to clean up.
So it was so he went to reach for the red flag and threw the bedpan instead. Is that what
Yeah.
is that what we're getting at? Okay, Tina, I'm sorry you had to clean up that mess.
All the time.
I know.
Between the two of them.
Right. I mean, between the bedpan guy and the guy with the big head, I mean, how do you even survive in that household?
It's tough. It's tough.
Tough. Let's go around the horn one more time on this game. Tina, I know you said you weren't able to watch the entire game, but of the parts you did watch, how did you feel we played? Portland not winning a game this season and us being, I think the playoff rankings came out. I think we're the 4th seed, if I'm not mistaken. So you're talking about the 4th seed against the 24th seed. Were you surprised? Were you shocked to see such a close game? Or like some of us on the show last week who knew that Portland's defense was so good, did you expect a close game? What were you thinking? What were you feeling all that during the game?
I feel like it should have been a lot easier to win than what it was.
Right.
I think the defense, they're laughing at me. The defense played good.
Albert, leave her alone.
Yeah, come on, Albert.
I got James over here too, sitting right
Well,
here.
hey, do me a favor. Can you, so the camera can see it, can you flip them both off with both your hands?
Flip both of them off.
Yeah, go like this to them. Yeah, you go. All right. Thank you. All right, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh God, what was I saying?
You were thinking it was it should have been an easier game.
Yeah, it should have been the easier game, I think. The way the defense played,
Yeah.
I think we should have got definitely.
Right.
It should have been the score should have been.
It
Should have been like more touchdowns.
Yep. I agree with that. I'm gonna look up your stats real quick before I ask. 20 carries, 76 yards. You didn't get in the end zone. I think that's a testament to what we talked about last week about how tough that Portland defense is. As you watched your player play this week, what did you see? Did you were they just linebackers up the middle? Was the front line good? Were you just not able to break it out? What was the cause of only 76 yards and 20? Again, 76 yards doesn't shake a stick at, but it's just not a normal Ike McBride game, right?
No, it's not a normal Ike game, and I would say it was primarily the linebackers. They were just coming in and closing on me. I mean, it was brutal. I mean, it was hard hits, the whole 9 yards. It was brutal, and
Right.
and kind of like Tina, I expected it to be a higher scoring game, but I'm a firm believer that on any day, two teams show up on the field and anybody can win. I don't think seedings mean a difference.
That's a good point. I could see both ways on that though, Ike, right? You got a team that's 0-8, whatever going in the game. You got a team that's leading their division. There's a reason why one team wins more games and loses more games, but as we've learned in this league, any given Saturday, Sunday, Monday, anything can happen.
Correct.
Charles, let me wrap up this Portland Lone Star segment with you. Ike brought up the linebackers. We talked about them last week, potentially being the best linebacker core in the entire SFL. Hard to sim against, hard to strategize against. How do you think we did against their linebacker core and their defense overall, only scoring 12 points and not putting the ball in the end zone at all?
Well, I mean, we won, so
Right.
Obviously I'm happy about that. To Ike's point earlier, I mean, any team could beat any team on a given day. But what I didn't want to have happen was us be that team to lose to a team that hasn't won any.
Like we did
because
2 seasons
the
ago.
league would go berserk
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah. Well, dude, the league already hates us anyway. It's fine. And I don't mean the
Yeah,
league.
so-
I don't mean the league as the SFL. I mean other teams, people.
That's
They just-
I was honestly
yeah.
thinking that in the beginning of the fourth quarter. I'm like, you know what? We got to win this sucker.
Yeah. I mean,
But I the defense played really well,
Yeah.
really well. The offense, we're, the show's called Road to Glory. We're going down. We've got a goal. We're doing some incremental things. We're not quite there yet. So, yeah, I mean, we won. I'm happy about it. It wasn't the prettiest win, but W's a W.
Right. And I was going to say, at the end of the day, when you go back and look at our record, you're not going to look at each score of each game. A W is a W, right?
Right.
A couple of people who jumped into the show since the last time I mentioned people. Aaron Kozak in the house again. I just blew him up last week when he came in. It looks like somebody named Feet is in here. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Josh Farnsey is in his house. And I saw one more. Oh, and TJ's here. Good to see everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And Biff Markham. Look at Biff Markham subscribing to Tier 1 for 5 months. Attaboy. Thank you, bro. All right, so moving on from the just astounding barn burner of a 12-10 ball game between Lone Star and Portland, let's talk about the highlights. Nate, are you around?
Yeah, bro, I'm here.
All right, so 12 points. And listen, I downloaded the video, but I don't know what all the top plays are. But let me go out on a limb.
Okay.
Number 4, James Troll field goal. Number 3, James Troll field goal. Number 2, James Troll field. I mean, I if you have other plays, I'll actually be kind of shocked. I mean,
I do have other plays actually.
really.
so-
I know that. I mean,
yeah.
I know there were a couple big plays, but at the end of the day, I just figure it was all troll all the time.
Yeah. Right, and I came up, so it ended up being 5 total top plays.
Okay.
It could have easily been 7. I left 2 out that should have been in. Honestly, I just
were they 2 James Troll field goals?
No, they weren't actually. So one that was out was the 6th throw by Ace Finnick that he threw from his stomach out. I forget who threw. I think it was to Ziggy. So I couldn't I couldn't remember that highlight when I was coming up with the top 5. So that was out, but should have been in.
Right.
And the second one, I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe by the time I finish these, I'll remember it.
All right. Well, before we start this, I do want to. I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but I want to mention it again. Tonight is Ladies' Night. It's the Ladies of Lone Star. Your wife, Nate, was going to be with us since we're playing Vancouver. But she was unable to be with us, and hopefully she's feeling better. But we do have a surprise special female guest near the end of the show, so make sure you stick around and tune in because this woman has some interesting information to pass on. I'll just leave it at that. Nate, let me get this set up, and let me see what happens when I do it. Hold on. All right, LSG, top plays Week 9. What do you got? How many did you say you have?
5.
5. Oh, snap. I already see what number 5 is. It's me. Go ahead.
Number 5, Ace to Axis for 28 yards on the first play of the game. Just helps set
back
up
in the backfield. They'll go
drive.
5 wide to start this game against the 3-2 look for Portland. Here is the deep throw from Finnick, collected across the middle. First play is money for Lone Star as they go right down the field for big yardage.
Look at that. That was beautiful. All right, so that was number 5. That was the first play of the game, you said?
That is correct.
All right, awesome. Number 4.
Number 4, Evan Van Lacey. Interception with 6:25 left in the first quarter.
Let's see what happens.
3rd and 9 for O.J. Bruin. The second-year man will drop the throw. Fired it deep down the middle and threw an interception right there. Picked off by Evan Lacey.
Van. Look at that.
That is Lacey's
and he gets a
3rd of the season.
Nice. All right, number 3.
Number 3, Mickey Gunny McGuire with an interception with 3:08 left in the third quarter.
Gunny. I love when Gunny gets interception. I think
that's
like
his
here out
right?
of Lone Star.
Yeah,
Bruin going to take the deep moonshot and throws the interception.
So,
Lone Star played back, and Mickey McGuire makes the play.
Almost like a punt, if you want to call it that.
Look at that. Look
Deep
at Lone
throw
Star.
there.
Look at
ball
look
underthrown
Dude,
just
Gunny's
a
got
little
some
bit.
hops.
He was
I don't know
behind
what
the
happened.
Dude, the
defense.
hops.
Dude, how does Gunny at his age still got that kind of?
It's the shoes. He got new shoes.
Is it the shoes? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So real quick, before you tell us what number 2 was, which we can all see was Ike McBride, what was the second one?
The other one I left out was Gunny's touchdown saving tackle of Ezekiel Love on that 58-yard run by Love. He actually, so I mentioned it in chat, but Gunny actually outran Love and had to slow down to maneuver to his left to tackle him to save a touchdown.
Okay. Wow. Why did you leave that out?
I just remembered it just now.
All right. James Walters in the chat. Welcome. V&K, welcome. And Commander Root. Why does that name sound familiar, Charles? All right. All right. Number 2, Ike McBride. What do we got here?
Number 2. So we talked about it. Ike had been bottled up for most of the game, but with 32 seconds left in the game, she rips off this beauty of a 14-yard run to help set us up.
Do one more run and then do a spike here.
Give McBride left side with room. McBride into the open field and down to the 19.
And finally, the guy who scored all the points in the game finally gets a little play here. All right, number 1.
Number 1, James the Foot Troll with his fourth field goal with 2 seconds left to
down
win
to
the
7.
game.
Troll trying to potentially walk it off. Hold
Boom,
from
shaka,
Parrott.
laka.
Troll sends it up. 2-1. This field goal is good from 36 yards, and Lone Star is out in front.
So you can't forget Bo did his Superfly Snooker dive too. That was also a good.
That is very true. So that's the third one I left out.
And I just heard Andy on the call. Andy called our game, and I just realized, Andy, we're playing them next week.
That is correct.
That's kind of interesting. I'm gonna have to ask Andy if you're listening, which I know you're not. But do you always call the games of the teams that you're about to play so you can do some extra scouting? I'm just curious. Asking for a friend.
He was also calling the plays we were running too.
Was he really?
Yes.
Oh, well, then he was definitely scouting that game. All right, Nate. Thanks for your Nate's great plays of the week. Week 9 versus Portland at Medal of Honor Field. Appreciate you being here, bro. We'll see you next week. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I said you got it, bro.
Oh.
You got it, bro.
Who are you saying that to? Because you didn't say it to me.
I said it to you. I don't think my mic caught it, though. So
my mic sounds nice. Check 1. All right. Are we going to sing or rap anymore tonight, Charles, or was the ladies' night the only thing we're doing tonight?
If the urge comes,
please
I'm
don't.
Go freestyle.
Please don't.
Please don't. Before we get to Yogi and ask Yogi what's going on down south, Tina, let me ask you 2 things. You can kind of answer them together, separately, whatever. You saw the top plays against Portland. What was your favorite, and do you think that Nate screwed up and didn't, he left something out? He should have put something in there.
Wow.
It's how I roll, bro.
First of all, James should not be number 1. Now I have to hear it even more. I think Ike should be number 1.
Nice.
There you go. Even though James literally won the game.
Yeah.
I mean, time is like
girl power.
2 seconds left. The clock is expiring. We're down by 1, and he wins the game, and that's not number 1 for you?
No, because I have to hear it. He's over here. You should see what he's doing. He's dancing and everything.
Oh, jeez. Ike, same question to you. What'd you like on the top plays, and did he leave anything out?
I don't think he left anything. Well, he did leave things out, and he mentioned them.
Right.
But girl power, and I would, in Tina's defense, I would say, had Ike not run the ball up so that he would have a chip shot, James might not have made that.
Snap.
Because there were some of his, the week before, he kicked some really long ones, but this week we didn't let him, we punted.
Okay.
Why was that, one would ask.
Oh. Charles, do I even dare to go to you right now after that?
Well, what? What are
you going to say?
What's the question, bro?
I know. The question is, do you like spaghetti? Because I don't know what else to ask you, because I'm not asking anybody that question after I asked Ike McMahon.
I think that play that Ace made, where he was literally parallel to the ground and threw a laser throw to, I think it was to Worm on the sideline.
I mean, that was one of
the best plays I've ever seen. I mean, it didn't score a touchdown, but
right.
I mean, it went from a disaster sack to I think it was a first down.
Nice. Eddie Gage says, Dave Axis, Mike Daggs does all that. We don't have to say as to who calls what games. You're talking, really, Eddie? I thought it was more of who was available when and who signed up for what. Does he actually assign people, or do people say, hey, I'll call that game because I'm available, which kind of makes the difference. And first of all,
I can answer that with me being on the broadcast team.
Nate, hold on one quick. I do want you to answer. Hold on a second. I was just going to ask Eddie. I was literally saying that tongue in cheek, but now that you kind of said that, I'm kind of wondering. But go ahead, Nate.
I was going to say
for saying
it. No, he doesn't feel bad. He's beyond feeling bad about anything.
What did Charles say? What do you say, Charles?
Right. I said, do you feel bad for saying that?
Who, me? I never feel bad about shit.
When it came out of my mouth, I instantly regretted it.
That's what she said. Go on. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, there is a spreadsheet that all the broadcasters do have to fill out as far as filling out what games they could do if they were chosen for it.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, Mike Daggs does do the the chart for who calls what.
Nate, you could have just said we fill out a sheet with our availability.
No, let him keep talking because we have so much time to spare on the show.
That was like 3 minutes. And when I was 5, I moved to Lemoore, California.
And then, I didn't know about the league at first. Bob Funk in the chat saying your voice chat was pissed about our touchdown, and our voice chat was pissed about that ace pass. So, yeah, I get that. And then I bet you were really pissed, Bob Funk, about that last field goal too. So, all right, Nate, thanks for clearing that up, but not really clearing that up. I appreciate that. Yogi, are you in the house?
I'm here, Dave. Way down south in Florida.
You are way down. You're in Florida right now?
Yeah, the grandkids are on spring break.
Is that grandkid number 74 or 75? Which one is it?
They're in the 60s.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Well, I mean, when you served in World War II, you got to have like 100 grandchildren, right?
That was my third World War.
So, what's up down south, Yogi? Last week you had to do double duty. This week we just got one. But once again, Lone Star having a great season. He's either tied or alone in first place. But the division as a whole had a great week. 3 out of 4 wins this week.
Yeah, it was a good week. Thankfully for us, the Mexico City had the loss that gives us. It shows a game, but we're really a half a game up on them because they own the tiebreaker at this present time. But it was an interesting week
until we play them again.
Exactly, we're going to take that one. We're going to have all that offensive tinkering worked out and be ready for it.
That's right. We're playing possum right now with these low scoring games until the end of the season.
Yeah, we're setting it up. That's it.
That's what we're doing.
Our game this week was eerily reminiscent of that DC game where we faced that 0-for team and lost. We found a way to win this one thanks to Ike's run, that play number 1.
Hey, real quick, hold on. Cam said, first of all, hold on. Frank the Franchise Wade said, how much wine is left? I don't know if which way is it? So there's this much left. So enough to get me through the show. Plus this. So enough to get me through the show. Cam, you said all 4 games divided by 7 points or less. That's a great point. Yogi, go ahead and tell us what's going on. What's up down south?
Thanks for stealing my thunder there, Cam.
Way to go. Well, that's what Cam does. Remember? That's what Cam. You know what, Cam? Get your.
To the punch.
Tell Cam.
I'm here, everyone.
Yeah, Cam, get your own show.
He should do that. That's a great idea. Another T-shirt.
Wait, didn't he try that once? He tried that. Didn't he try that once and then he made fun of me and then the show died? I'm just saying that's what happens when you make fun of me. I'm just saying.
Hey,
anyway, he said decided, not divided. I didn't say divided. Right. I said decided. What's he talking? Cam, stop drinking.
Put the buttery Chardonnay down.
Put the buttery Chardonnay down. Take 2 steps back. Put your hands on your head. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. We had Fort Worth, San Diego was an excellent game. It was 31-10 San Diego at halftime. The second half, Fort Worth outscored them 24-3, and then obviously 6-0. It went to overtime, and they won 40-34. Jason Williams had another fantastic game. 37 carries, 238 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Couple of interceptions. It was just a great all-around game. Our game, like I said, was eerily reminiscent of that DC game. Thank goodness we had a contract kicker this year. No matter what size his hat is, we needed every point that he gave us this week. Bandy Gunny had interceptions. That was a good game, but I think one of the better games was Houston and LA was a fantastic game. I didn't want that game to end. It was just at the end it was back and forth. LA had a 10-0 halftime lead, and Houston had a whale of a second half. Dave Burr had 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kyle Fenimore had 4 catches for 114 and a touchdown, and D.R. Sim had, as usual, 6 catches for 119 yards. David and KT Harrell were going back and forth with tackles all game long. David ended up winning that battle with 11 tackles.
Dude, the Harrells are just ridiculous, by the way.
Oof, and I mean hits, not just tackles. No, they're hitters.
They're ridiculous.
Yes, they are. Vancouver, Mexico City. Vancouver went up 21-0 real quick, but Mexico City fought back the entire game. They just couldn't get over that hump and ended up losing 31-27. Phoenix Jones had another 28 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown game. Matt Wilson had his usual 25 of 33 for 384 yards. That's like every week now.
Right.
What I do notice with him this year is he's getting a lot more interceptions than he has in the past. He had 2 touchdowns and 3 picks again this week. So they fell a little short. And, like you showed with the records, it was we're up by 1 on Mexico City, 1.5 on a Houston team that's all of a sudden winning games, 3 out of the last 5. And Fort Worth got that second win, but they're 3 games behind.
Dude, it feels like Houston and Fort Worth were so far behind just a couple weeks ago, and now all of a sudden all 4 teams are within 3 games. But how surprised are you, Yogi, that we're, as of what Cam posted yesterday, I think it was, is that Mexico City, who's a game behind us, is 14th in the standings. They're not even in the playoffs. We're the only team from our division in the playoffs. That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, well, we've got that division lead, and that's what's got us into that 4th seed right now. That's a key for us. We're going to have to keep that if we want to stay up there, and we're going to have to keep winning. My players of the week, I'm going to give it to Dave Burr because he won, and Wilson did not. Burr was 24-32, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a sack, but I give him the nod because of the victory.
Right.
I mentioned Jason Williams, 37 carries, 238 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Jacob McCall, 6 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown. And Jason Bartley with 5 catches for 142 yards are my receivers. Defensive players of the week, I gave it a tie. I gave Dave Harrell 11 tackles and 4 assists, but I had to throw my boy Bogey Barr in there with 6 tackles, 5 assists,
Attaboy.
1 tackle for loss, 2 pass defenses, and a huge 4th down stop on Ezekiel Love with Bobo Caudell. That was a key moment in the game. So I added him in there for the defensive player of the week. And once again, James Troll, 4 for 4, 36-yard long. Give it to my special teamer of the week.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry, Yogi, and maybe you can answer this, or maybe Charles can answer this, or maybe even Cam can answer this since he's in the chat. Did I see something on the website, and I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw that it said that James Troll was like 6'11" or something like that?
I don't know about that one. I just know he has the big toe on his right foot in the league.
I feel like Charles, is he that big? Is he a big kicker?
No.
I feel like I just saw that in the last couple of days on the website somewhere. I'll have to double check it. But Yogi, as we're 8 games in, right? So we got what, 4 games left?
Yep, 2/3 through.
And without trying to take the bias out of it, if you can.
All right.
When you look at the schedules, when you think about how teams have done and what have you, do you think we're going to win this division? Do you think Mexico City is going to win it? Do you think we're going to tie? What do you think is going to go down?
Well, we got a game this week against Vancouver. It's a key game for us, but it's not a back-breaking game. Win or lose, it doesn't affect us as much. All our effort right now needs to be focused on the division. We've got to beat Mexico on the second go-around.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's at home. That's a big game for us. Yeah. I think it's going to go a long way to deciding whether we win this division or not. And we've got a game with Fort Worth. And we've got a game with San Diego, which is a dangerous team. They score a lot, and we're going to have to get points on the board to beat them. So we have the inside track right now, but it's all going to come right down to that Mexico City game at Lone Star.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nate Hall, you wanted to interject something there.
Yeah, I was just going to say the South should be 4-0 this week, because if you go back and watch that Vancouver-Mexico City game, and I really don't care who goes back from certain people in Vancouver and listens to this later, but Mexico City was 1 yard away from winning that game on the last play.
Oh, was it like a Rams-Titans Super Bowl kind of thing, or what was it?
Oh yeah, it was like a 70. It's like a 78 or 80-yard pass from Wilson to, I want to say, Bartley, but Bartley just couldn't get to the end zone, and one of the Vancouver defenders caught him at the 1.
Gotcha.
He looked like Soto from 2 years ago. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Heyo.
Hey, that was, who was that against? Was that against? I remember that at the 1 yard I remember that it was against like DC or Baltimore or one of those things
like that. Yeah,
I agree.
It was Houston Hyenas.
Oh, was it Houston?
That's it.
That's what I said. It was like DC or Baltimore or Houston or something like that.
So the issue with Troll was in the power rankings. It listed him as 6'11".
Oh, really? Wait, how do you know that?
I just looked.
Oh, wait, hold on. Cam just said Troll fixed on stats site Oh, is that where I saw it? I saw it on the stats side. Okay.
You were right. You were
wow. Wait.
Right.
Hey, Cam, did it actually say he was 6'11"? Was I right? That's crazy. I feel like I wasn't sure if that was a dream or.
So while Cam's in chat, everyone put any type of corrections for your equipment.
Yeah, any
or the general roster changes. Just put
anything you need from Cam. Now's the time to ask. Yogi, are you wrapped up?
I'm wrapped up, and thank you, ladies, for being here tonight, and have wonderful Women's Month.
Thank you, Yogi.
I think technically it's International Women's Month, isn't it? I think it is, but at the end of the day, we're all international, so whatever.
That's right.
All right, Yogi, thanks, bro. Appreciate you being here. Tina and Ike, let me real quick go to you. As you see the standings, as you've seen these teams play, Tina, I'll start with you. We've been either in first place or tied for first place with Mexico City the whole time. Fort Worth started off 0-4, whatever. They've gone 2-2 since then. Houston's only a game and a half behind us. As you see the race tightening up, do you think that we're going to win our division? Do you think Mexico City's going to win our division? Or do you think it's okay. You can look to Albert real quick and he can tell you. Honestly, because listen, Mexico City, they already beat us, right? So as of right now, they have a tiebreaker, but we play them again later. If we beat them, then I think we're okay, and we probably have the tiebreakers from there. So it all comes down to, and let me give you this information. We lost to Mexico City at Mexico City. The next time we play them, they have to come to our house. So we have Vancouver, who's the second best team in the SFL this week. And then we have, I don't remember who we have the week after, and then it's Mexico City and Fort Worth and somebody else. So as you see this, we get to play Mexico City and Fort Worth, two of our rivals, over the next few weeks. So how do you think we're going to pan out? Who do you think is going to win the division?
We're going to win, and we're going to kick Mexico City's butt. Like, we're going to win.
Can somebody please clip that? And if anybody could clip that on Twitch, I would love to put that in Gen Chat so everybody can get all excited about it.
Of course we're going to win. I mean,
look at Cam in the chat, sorry, or submit tickets like you can, and then in all caps, any minute of your life. That's awesome. So basically you're saying we're going to kick Mexico City's ass the next time we
have
play?
to.
Okay, and just for the record, that's not me saying that. That was Tina Begin saying that.
That's me. I'm saying it.
Okay, so if anybody from Mexico City's in the chat, go ahead and clip that, put it in your locker room, but also
DM me. Go ahead.
DM it to me too as well. Ike, you've been here a few seasons now with Lone Star. I think this is your fourth season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
You've played Mexico City a lot. You've played Houston a lot. You've played Fort Worth a lot. We've been very fortunate against Fort Worth. We've kind of split our time against Houston and Mexico City. So as we come down the stretch, these last 4 games, we play Vancouver. Then we have Mexico City comes to us. We play Fort Worth, and I don't remember what the last game is. How do you see the division panning out?
So the other game that you're missing there, Dave, is San Diego.
San Diego. That's right.
Right. So at the beginning of the season, in my head, not that anybody asks me because nobody does, I always thought it would be Mexico City that was going to be our problem through the entire year. So I think this game with them coming into our house is critical. The rest of the division, has a trophy, the I-35 trophy, gone anywhere but Denton? No, it's just stayed in Little Denton its entire time.
I think we're 5-0 against Fort Worth. I think we're 2-2 against Houston, if I'm not mistaken. So, and right. I think we're pretty even against Mexico City. And it's just So what you're saying is, we have 4 games left. What do you think? We're going to go 3-1?
I think we're going to go. I think we can go 4-0. It depends on what we do against Vancouver this week. We have a chance to beat them if we do the right thing. And if they don't know that we know what the right thing is to do.
Well, they don't know that we know what they know anyway, right? I mean,
exactly.
Okay.
But I think Mexico City, again, the key game is going to be Mexico City. I think we can win. We're at home, except we have had that little problem at home with, is it LA or DC where we lost?
DC.
So, but we've really got to get the, 12th man behind us there to really cheer and be loud and get Bo the large goat to really smoke.
I get you. Before we go to Frank, the franchise Wade, to tell us some interesting information about the franchise that we will be playing this week in Vancouver. Charles, let me wrap this little segment up with you. We know how tough Vancouver is during the season, the last few seasons. I feel like they've been in the top 4 for probably like the last 4 seasons at least, right? They seem to struggle during the playoffs. I think they made it to the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But let's just take Vancouver off the table. The 3 games after that, and I don't know the order, but are basically Mexico City, Fort Worth, and San Diego. First of all, are they all winnable games? Second of all, how important do you think the Mexico City game is to winning the division? And number 3, do you think we're going to actually win the division?
Well, let me see if I remember all those questions. I think that that last game of the season, Mexico City at Lone Star, is going to be the game of the season, because I have a strong feeling that Mexico City is going to come in there at 7-4.
There it is right there.
Hopefully we're at a we're ahead, but I mean they're going to be fighting to the end, and I think that they they've got a spark, and I think they're going to finish strong.
Yeah. So as I'm looking at this, let's just say, I mean, here's the thing about Fort Worth, right? We're 5-0 against them, which some people might say, oh, well, then that means you're going to beat them. But then on the other hand, it means they're due. So you've got that issue. The good thing about that is we're at home. The good thing about the Mexico City game is we're at home. The problem that I see is we're at Vancouver, we're at San Diego. San Diego, a much improved team over last season, and they've shown they can put a lot of points up in the board. They throw the ball a lot. They've got Optimus. They've got Liam Hammer, our former wide receiver. After the Vancouver game, of those 3 games, do you see San Diego as potentially a what do you call that? What do you call it game?
Trap game?
A trap game?
I mean, I'm not selling San Diego short. I mean, they're a good team. They're a good team. I mean, we got to come in there and be able to execute in all 3 phases. And I'm worried about every game. And I said that on the last show. I'm not overconfident about any of these games. I don't care if they're undefeated or haven't won a game. You know, I worry up until the last minute when the whistle's blown. Just the way I am.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, and as we segue over to Frank, the franchise Wade, I'm thinking, Frank, you're going to tell us about the Vancouver team, who has been a beast the last 4 seasons or so. They're the number 2 team this season, but to Charles's point, teams like Portland that you talked about last week, even if they're 0-7, whatever they were, they're still someone to be contended with. There's not an easy week in this entire league. Am I right or am I wrong, Frank?
You're right on that. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You're right on that. And I had mentioned when I talked about Portland how their defense is probably the strong part, and once they get the offense figured out the way they want it, there's somebody, that's a team that's going to be, you're going to have to contend with. And it started playing out. I don't know if it was y'all were struggling against the defense or they figured something out or what the deal was, but I got nervous for you for a little bit.
You're not the only one, bro. Let me tell you.
And I think in the chat I even called game when they stopped you the first time.
Oh, wait.
Okay, thanks, man.
Somebody somebody clip that, screenshot it for me, and send it to me so I can send it to Frank. Go ahead.
Well, thanks for joining us, Frank.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. We don't need your services any longer.
You're not letting me finish. I recanted the statement. Sounds like, oh wait, you still got 3 timeouts. You can still stop them right here, and then you're able to kick the field goal. So, and then I called game.
And then I called game when there were 2 seconds left on, and we were lined up for a short field goal. Then I called game.
And I meant it that time.
Attaboy, Frank. You know what, Frank? We are playing a very, very tough Vancouver game. Number 2 team in the league right now versus the number 4 team. Tell us about this Vancouver Legion franchise.
Right now, Vancouver, holds a comfortable lead in the Pacific, and LSG is holding that 1-game lead in the South. Vancouver started out in season 9 Andy Hamilton put his bid in for the team. Really wasn't much represented out west. He chose Vancouver because he had family that lived out there, enjoyed the area when he would go and visit. He envisioned the colors of blue and gold because they do go well together. The definition of the team name Legion means a large military force, right. And the Legion have that strong force since being in the league. In their first time in the league, they started 0-4, ended up making it to the semifinals that first year. As far as first ever draft pick goes, it's kind of hard. I was waiting for that's what she said from somebody. But I guess
we can't say that tonight because it's ladies' night. We don't want to offend anyone.
Sorry, ladies. Soda would have been all over that.
Soda would, but that's why Soda's not on tonight.
Season 9, it was just a sign who you can get and agree to be on your team. But I did find in season 11, the number 27 selection overall, the Legion selected free safety Mark Lopez, who is still with the team. In season 13, they drafted a running back named Sodu Nakai.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who? I never heard of that guy.
Nakai, Sodu Nakai. I think he's still around somewhere.
I think he's he's on the waiver.
But they did pick up players from that very first season with Brett Killian and Tom Pepper, and they've been with the team since the very beginning. Pepper did step away for one season, but came back to stay in Vancouver. He's thrown for over 34,000 yards, 245 touchdowns, 243 interceptions. In the 9+ seasons, he has thrown more interceptions than TDs in 6 of those seasons.
Wow.
Brett Killian has caught 11,322 yards worth from Pepper and has 82 total TDs. His best season was in season 12, where he had 122 catches for just over 1,700 yards. Lopez is, like I said, still around. He has 550 tackles, 214 assists, and 44 interceptions. Vancouver has been rather dominant here the past few seasons. They put up a lot of numbers during the regular season, but they run into a little bad luck when it comes to the playoffs. They've been to 10 playoff games, 5 of their 9+ seasons. They seem to get close, but are still chasing that elusive title.
Yeah.
It's going to take a total effort by LSG in Vancouver. It's going to be a good game. One, I think, is going to be high scoring, a little different than what you saw last week.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to think of this game coming up, Frank, to be honest with you. We were very explosive in the beginning of the season. We've kind of settled down. Vancouver, I believe, is the second highest scoring team in the league behind Baltimore. Based just on those stats, does that tell you anything, or do you think there's a lot more to that?
Well, the one stat, I maybe I read over it a little fast, but Tom Pepper, he's either really good or he's really not so good.
Well, let's hope he's not so good this week.
And that could be a possibility. There's been games where he's thrown, a multitude of interceptions. So that could happen. And if that does happen, that's going to allow y'all to be, toe to toe with them.
Well, let's hope. And I believe this game is is it in our place or is it on the road?
No, it's in Vancouver.
It's at Vancouver. Okay. All right. Well, Frank, thank you for the Vancouver info. Really appreciate that, as we do every week, and we will see you next Wednesday night.
Ladies, happy International Women's Month.
Thank you, bro. Real quick, I want to say hi. I saw Master Gunner 5 jumped in the chat along with somebody else that I saw, and I lost them. Yep, I don't know who else. But, hey, if you jumped in the chat recently and I haven't said your name and I haven't welcomed you to the show, go ahead and at me like Zach Holdorf did just a moment ago, and we'll do that. Real quick, before we get into this Lone Star Vancouver breakdown, let me remind everybody, this is Ladies' Night. This is Lone Star, the Ladies of Lone Star, Ladies' Night tonight. And we've got Ike McBride. We've got Tina Begin from Vancouver. Kendra Hall was supposed to join us. She had a medical procedure earlier today, so she's not able to be with us. So please, if you feel the need, go ahead and reach out to her. Make sure she's doing okay. However, we do have a very special female guest near the end of the show, not at the end of the show, but near the end of the show, that will be coming on in just not too far from now. So let's break down this Lone Star Vancouver game. Charles, let me start with you. The number 2 team in the league, the number 4 team in the league. I think the difference has been Vancouver has won convincingly most of their games. They have a very high-power offense. We had a very high-powered offense for the first, 6-7 weeks or whatever. Last couple of weeks, we've kind of toned it down a little bit. You know what? I put the wrong – hey, it's not at Medal of Honor Field, everybody. It's at Vancouver, so disregard the graphic. I just – Vancouver's been interesting, right? So listen, a lot of people in the SFL know Andy Hamilton and I, we haven't gotten along that great since I've been in the SFL. But let me tell you this. I respect Vancouver. Vancouver is always a very solid team. They're always in the top 4, 5, 6 teams. Andy Hamilton does a great job broadcasting. When you see Vancouver on your schedule, Charles, it's not a great thing to see. Am I right, or am I overplaying it, or do you think that when you see a Vancouver, you see a Baltimore, right? You see a Florida, whatever, you're like, oh shit, we got to play them. Vancouver is definitely one of those teams, right?
Right. And for those of you who don't know, I started out my halfback in Vancouver. I was scout and defensive coordinator and general manager, and so I think I know a lot about Andy. He actually helped me get into ownership. But Andy is a offensive-minded coach. You can see that on the stats. I don't think he really cares. I mean, there was some comments that Frank said about interceptions on their quarterback. I don't think they really lose any sleep over that. I mean, they are a high-octane offense. They know they're going to make some mistakes, but they are expecting and prepared to put the game on Tom Pepper's shoulders late in the game, knowing that he's going to be able to execute. Again, they don't really care if the opponent puts up a lot of points and yards. They just think they're going to outscore them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you know what? It's not a terrible philosophy. I mean, Ike, so the last couple seasons on my old show, we used to talk about if an SFL quarterback throws more interceptions than touchdowns, that team's probably going to lose. When we switched to Legends mode, that seemed to change. Now, I don't have any data to back that up. I'm just telling you what I think, right? So if you're a team like Vancouver, and even us sometimes, if your quarterback's going to throw 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, but you're going to win the game, who cares, right? At the end of the day, all that matters is winning.
Right. But Dave, and to go to kind of what Frank was saying, I mean, this last week, the first play was a Pepper to Killian touchdown.
Yeah.
They are an offensively explosive team, whether it's, throw into Kendra, whether it's throw into anybody else. They are just offensively explosive. Robert Redford's a great halfback. He runs the heck out of the thing, and he's like your washing machine, man. He just goes out there and spins and spins and spins, and he runs down the field. But from what I see, and I've been doing stats on a couple of their games this season, and so I see that there are some places in their defense. They have a good defense too, but there are some places where, like, kind of sometimes in the middle, there's all sorts of opportunities, and then more times there may be an opportunity long. So there's going to be a lot of times when Ace can just get out there and throw the ball. He just has to be aggressive and get it down there and get it to the right guy. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I really do.
So, Tina, Vancouver has been known to be a passing team over the last several years. They just sling it. They've got Kendra Hall. They've got several great wide receivers. Their quarterback is one of the best in the league in yardage every year, Tom Pepper. As a matter of fact, Andy and I have gone back and forth in DMs about who's the better quarterback between Pepper and Ace. But at the end of the day, if we know they're going to be a passing game, and let's say we concentrate on the passing game, how important is it for you and your defensive line and the linebackers behind you to stop Robert Redford, because he is a great running back. He's just, I feel like, and Charles can interject if he wants, but I feel like Robert Redford was the face of that offense a few seasons ago. In the last few seasons, it's gone all passing. So he's kind of an afterthought, and people forget how great Robert Redford really is. So how important, Tina, is it for you guys to key on Robert Redford while the rest of the defense takes care of that passing game?
I think it's going to be key. I just hope I can sack the quarterback, because if you look at his stats, he's been sacked 9 times already. So I'm going to maybe get 10, 11, 12, and maybe I'll break his arm.
Well,
wow, there we go.
So if you could sack him and break his arm early in the game, that would be very beneficial to the rest of us.
Yeah.
We would like that.
The backup quarterback is named Mike Salt, I think. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who?
No.
I'm sorry. Who?
We need to bring on the salt.
Well, I mean, so let's say you attack the quarterback, whatever. Then at that point, Tina, they're definitely going to concentrate on their running game. You've got Yogi, you've got Bobo, you've got Juke and Rukin. I mean, we have a great defensive line. Do you think? Let's play what if right here. Let's say we knock Tom Pepper out of the game. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Maybe he'll pull a Harish, and he'll get knocked out of the game. Are you guys prepared to focus and stop Robert Redford the rest of the game? And on top of that, even if he doesn't get knocked out of the game, are you prepared to stop him while the rest of the defense stops Pepper?
Doesn't Dave ask long questions?
Hey, that's what I do, bro. Listen,
I
like my questions to be. I like my
objection comes up question.
Hey, if you can't,
we need a what is it? A court stenographer?
Exactly.
If you can't handle the heat, don't come into the kitchen.
Stenographer, please.
So now Tina probably forgot the question because you guys are busy interrupting.
No, we're just gonna hold. We're gonna just hold him. We're just gonna defend him, and we're gonna use our defense, and then we're gonna touch. Get as many touchdowns as we can. And
all right. So let me just break it down to this. If you sack Peppers and break his arm, and then you tackle Robert Redford. And Robert Redford in the backfield and break his arm. Have you done your job? Have you done your job for the day?
Of course. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
There you go.
Defensive line person, player of the game.
There it is. Tina began taking out 2 players, taking out 2 arms.
Do it.
Boom, shakalaka. There it is.
And then we're going to intercept the ball 3 or 4 times, and we're going to run it.
So
let's for a pick 6.
So at least 2 sacks, 2 broken arms, and 4 picks. All right. Yep. I love where this is going.
Nash unit.
Oh shit. Charles, let me go to you on this one. Let me just kind of wrap this Vancouver thing up with you. Okay. You know Vancouver.
I need to write the questions down.
Yes.
So I can remember.
Point number 17. If
count for you, Charles.
Yes, you know Vancouver better than anybody. Hey, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I should have been a talk show host, but not with the celebrities because celebrities can't seem to remember much. Hey, yo. So, hey, Dro, I'm not even talking to you yet, for God's sake.
I'm sorry. I'm just...
Dude, I'm talking... First of all, I'm talking to myself in the crowd.
Okay.
I'm not even talking to you yet.
Okay, cool.
You know Vancouver better than anybody. You are a former Vancouver. You're a former Legion player. We know how good they are. We know how great they've been the last few seasons. They're the second best team in the league right now. Number 2 offense. What are the keys to victory for Lone Star? Because if you stop the passing, Robert Redford could hurt you. If you stop Robert Redford, the passing can kill you. You've got Finch and those DBs, and even Andy actually himself. Those great DBs there. What's the key to victory against Vancouver?
Wow. I don't want to.
I mean, don't give anything away, obviously, but I mean, as you just
there's certain aspects of or tendencies around Tom Pepper that we want to capitalize on, as well as the two key linchpins on offense. And they've got great wide receivers, and but it starts at Redford and starts at Pepper, and Pepper throws it to the wide receivers. So we have to impact Tom Pepper's game, a certain aspect of that, and then Redford as well. I mean, that's hard. It's going to be hard, and there's not necessarily one play that will accomplish both. I mean, because the things we're dealing with is we could come up with a play that would stop one, but doesn't mean that's going to be called.
Right.
So we have to try and get a good mixture of plays in there, and just pray to God that it calls the right one in the right situation.
I actually think Mike All in the chat has the key to victory. Is if you watch the video of their only loss, you just have to injure their players. So I think Tina actually, between the three of you, I think Tina's on point. So that's the game plan. Soto and Albert just hurt their players, and that's the key to victory. There you go. Boom. It's done. There you go. All right, folks. That wraps up our preview of the second-ranked team in the SFL against the fourth-ranked team in the SFL. Don't worry about Medal of Honor Field on the bottom. I screwed that up. We're actually going to Vancouver. We're traveling to Canada. I should ask Lisa how Canada. She's been to Canada a lot. I've never been there, but I hope Andy Hamilton is very hospitable to us, and I hope he shows us around town, takes us to some good bars, especially some wine bars, and we get to hang out with the Ashley Rose Finch and Robert Redford, and who's another big name over there?
Tom Pepper, Brett
Killigan, yeah, all those guys.
Kendra Hall.
Well,
Maddox, Ashley Rose Finch.
Wait a minute. Who's the GM over there again?
Percoco, right?
Yeah, Percoco. All of those guys. So, well, I mean, the one thing, Vancouver, they don't really have a lot of known players, so there's that, I guess. So, all right, folks. I think it's time to hit Gunny up, and what that means is, hold on. We're going to pull Gunny up, and we're going to get rid of this bad boy, and we're going to do what?
Can you? Yeah, you! It's time for mail call!
There you go. We're doing mail call. Gunny, what's up? How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good. I hope you enjoyed your travels to Atlanta over the weekend. I hope you enjoyed the lovely weather we had on Saturday here. It went from like 70 to 30 in 12 hours.
Dude, I thought I was going to drown. Lisa's poor car. I had to wash it when we got back. And I was actually going to DM you, but we just were so busy. I didn't have the time. But more importantly, on the route to and fro, we hit the Buc-ee's, bro. We hit the Buc-ee's. That's about, what, an hour north of Atlanta?
Yeah, it's about an hour north. My sister lives up that way, so I've been to that Buc-ee's a couple times.
So on the way down on, was that Thursday, it was pretty empty, no big deal. We came back on Sunday, bro. I took a video. It was busier than, I don't know, a Falcons game. It was ridiculous how busy it was. It was fun. And
I expect a bigger crowd at Buc-ee's than a Falcons game in recent years. So yeah.
Yeah. So Bob Funk asked, Buc-ee's is the best gas station in the history of the world with the cleanest restrooms in the history of the world. I guess that's what that is, Bob Funk.
In the United States.
I literally just said in the history of the world.
You said the world.
The history of the world. You can't downplay it from there and say United States. I already said the world.
It's not better than the world.
Dude, it is the cleanest restrooms in the history
of the world.
Dude.
I've seen better.
Bro. Were you at the Buc-ee's I was at on Sunday?
I've been to more Buc-ee's, man.
Hey,
than
were you at the Buc-ee's I was at on Sunday?
Yes. You didn't see me. I was right behind the beef jerky counter.
All right. Oh, yeah. Actually, I've got another joke for that, but I'm going to let it go. Gunny, tonight you've got your mail call, and for those of you who have not seen the show before or have forgotten, Gunny's mail call is to introduce and talk about and let you know about people on the Lone Star Glory, let you know about the people behind the player and what we're all about, the people and the player technically. And so we got two more tonight, so Gunny, take it away.
Actually, there is another Buc-ee's on the way closer to your neck of the woods. I believe it's even bigger than the one that you traveled through.
It's not open yet. It's the one that's near Gatlinburg, but it's not open yet.
Right. All right. Well,
hey, I'm sorry, Gunny. Fuck, Gunny. I'm sorry. Listen.
I know you're good.
Here's the thing. Buc-ee's started in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, except the fact that Buc-ee's is building the biggest Buc-ee's in the entire world.
What is a Buc-ee's?
Oh my! Really? You don't know what a Buc-ee's
is? What is Buc-ee's?
It's a gas station.
Oh my God, Tina!
It's a gas station with like.
Station.
It's a gas station with like 100, 150, 200 gas pumps. And it's like a Walmart when you go inside. I literally walked into my first Buc-ee's. I went to my very first Buc-ee's I went to in Texas. I got like $50 worth of gas. I walked out with $144 worth of. I got a sombrero. I got boxers. I got beef jerky. It was like
best beef jerky in the world.
It was a party. Like I got beaver nuts or whatever what are they called? Beaver nuts?
Oh, hello, Bob. Nuggets. Beaver nuggets.
Beaver
nuggets. On the case right
now.
Holy
Anyway, so
where is it?
There's one in Georgia. There's a couple in Georgia, whatever, and they're building the biggest Buc-ee's in the entire world. 45 minutes from me, near Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So, for those of you, if you ever want to go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, hit me up. I'll meet you out there, and we'll meet at the Buc-ee's. But just so you know, if you're on a road trip, you have to budget 30 to 60 minutes minimum if you're going to go to a Buc-ee's. It's literally a Walmart inside. There's 200 gas pumps outside. It's the best place ever. The cleanest restrooms. I think I would live in a Buc-ee's if they would let me lease it. But
best brisket tacos or burritos in the morning.
So Ike, we had brisket on the way there, and they have this other sandwich that has some kind of other meat and bacon and cheese and all this shit. Oh my God. Fuck. Anyway, Gunny.
All right, I may have to take a road trip.
You guys need to. If you haven't hit a Buc-ee's, you need to hit a Buc-ee's. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Gunny.
This segment was brought to you by Buc-ee's.
So Gunny's mail call.
Bathrooms you can eat off the floor.
I was going to say the same thing. Thank you for this episode of Gunny's
mail call brought to you by Buc-ee's.
By Buc-ee's, yeah.
That's fucking awesome. All right, Gunny, do your thing, bro.
Third F-bomb.
Hey, you're lucky I'm only at 3.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Lone Star Glory week number 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever week we're on.
I think we're in.
We got a couple more teammates to talk about this evening. First of all, good luck to everyone in the SFL this coming weekend. Also, good luck to the Vancouver Legion, our opponents this weekend. First up, we have number 37, Nate Hall, strong safety. He comes to us from the great state of Ohio. He played in the SFL-M season number 1 for the Madison Lynx. In season 15, he was drafted by the Vancouver Legion as an offensive lineman. Season 16, he was in Vancouver, but he changed over to strong safety, which was his position in the minor leagues. And then he was a free agent, moved over to Lone Star in season 17, and he's here this year in season 18. So overall, this is his 4th season in the SFL. Overall tackles, he has 92 solo tackles, 37 assists, 12 tackles for loss, 14 pass deflections, and 3 interceptions. One of those ran back for a touchdown this season for 73 yards. Again, like I said, Nate is a lifelong resident of Ohio. He's been married to Kendra Hall, which is our opponent, wide receiver this weekend of Vancouver. They've been married for 3 years. Also, salutes to Nate. He is a 6-year veteran of the Army National Guard. He served between 2011 and 2017. Also, he is a member of the SFL broadcasting team. Nate, honored to have you on our glorious locker room and the glorious team in Denton, Texas. Next up, we have Van Lacey, number 20, free safety. He joined the SFL in season 2 of the minor leagues. He played for the San Jose Flight. He was drafted by Lone Star in season 16. He's also in Lone Star 17 and 18. This is his 3rd full season. Tackles. Van has 171 tackles, assists 57, tackles for loss 4, pass deflections 21, interceptions he has 15. One of those was a touchdown that he ran back in season 16. Van is a lifelong resident of Texas. He's married. He's been married for 23 years, together with his wife for 28 years. He has a daughter that's named Vivian, and he also had a son named Evan. So if you ever see at the end of the games when everybody's doing their fours for the fourth quarter, if you know Van well enough, the Lone Star Glory, we do our number fours in honor of his son, Evan, which lost his life a few years ago tragically. Evan, Van, proud to have you guys on the team. Salutes to you up there. Thanks for always cheering on your dad and all our teammates. And Dave, that's all for this week.
Thank you, Gunny. I appreciate that. I appreciate you talking about Evan when you talk about Van, because for those of you who, I'm sure everybody knows, but Van Lacey is the person in our locker room, but he has named his player Evan Lacey after his son. And Gunny, remind me the wide receiver from Jeff from DC that wears number 4 when we play them?
Jeff Banfield.
Banfield. Wears number 4 whenever we play them. He gets special permission from the league to wear number 4 in honor of Evan Lacey. So, Gunny, thank you for that. Really appreciate that as always, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, before we get to all dat and a bag of chips, which, by the way, could turn into be a controversial topic. We've got a little hot button action tonight when Mike All comes on. But before we get to that, I want to introduce my special female guest we talked about earlier in the show. Like we mentioned, Kendra was not able to be here, and this lovely lady was able to jump in and give us one more lady in International Women's Month to talk to. And a thing that she likes to talk about and a thing that she's involved in is very special to me. It's very important to me and to my heart. And I want to introduce to everybody the lovely, the amazing, the perfect Pink Lisa in the house. Lisa, what's up? Welcome to the show. I would ask how you've been, but I know you've been great because you've been next to me all day. So,
not all day, but yes,
that's true. You did fly from Chicago this morning, so
I did, and I am certainly glad to be home. Always happy to be a part of the podcast, more than just lurking in the background. You guys are always fun to listen to, but I appreciate being on.
Well, this show tonight's been off the rails anyway. Charles is just out of control, so you know.
Yeah, it's all Charles. He's completely at fault.
Yeah, well, that's what I tell you all the time.
I'm working on it, Lisa. I'm working on it.
That's what I tell you all the time anyway. So
gotta get his shit together.
He does. He needs to get his. Oh my God, she dropped an S bomb. Charles, what are you
almost
gonna do?
There. She's almost gonna go to F neighborhood.
As F. Lisa, thank you. First of all, I love you, and thank you for coming on. But more importantly,
for crying out loud.
I don't know if it's more importantly than me loving you, but but important is Frank the Franchise Way. I said she flew in from Chicago. He goes, I bet her arms are tired. Hey-o. I wanted to talk about, it's International Women's Month. And I don't know if you have the stats in front of you, and I don't want to put you on the spot about it. But I would assume that the majority of the people that you have to talk to, that you text with, that you talk to on the phone, that are contemplating suicide, these veterans, most of them are men. But I'm sure there's women in there as well. Before we dig into the details of that, let's talk about the umbrella, the overall. The overall umbrella, I guess, of Objective Zero. And I know lots of people have heard this on other shows, but some people may not have. And you can just kind of give us an overview of what Objective Zero is and what they do and why they do it.
Yeah, of course. Objective Zero is an app. You can get it on your Google Play Store, in the Apple Store. it's an app that is geared for and really aimed toward veterans, military families, active military, to help combat the problem of veteran suicide. And it's a huge challenge throughout the United States in general. Now, they say that the statistics are going lower. It's not necessarily true for the veteran population, unfortunately. Total deaths from suicide over the last 5 years went about 40% up.
Wow.
So even though the country is seeing sort of a slight decrease, down to about 16 to 17 suicides per 100,000, when you're looking at a veterans population, that's about 32 people per 100,000. So it's double what it is the general population, which is just unfortunate when you think about suicide in general being unfortunate, but when you think about the men and women who serve our country, who put their lives on the line, who make it through often combat situations, get home only to lose their life to something as tragic as suicide. So it's a huge problem, and it's one that Objective Zero really strives to do something about by way of offering resources. So 24/7, 365 days a year, we have ambassadors available to chat, to get on the phone, to do a video conference if you want to. We have thousands of volunteers across the country. We even have some in some other countries to help our veterans in other areas as well. Although you can speak with an ambassador from any location, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You have access to someone, whether they're in your area or not. So the umbrella organization, Objective Zero, just their main function is to combat suicide among the veteran population.
So why did you get involved with this particular organization?
Well, if you've been listening to Dave's podcast for any length of time, you may have already heard some of the reasons behind why he and I have some appreciation of this particular organization. But for me personally, I had a tough childhood. A lot of us did. We all probably had some tough moments in school, high school, college, wherever it might have been. Even as adults, we go through periods where things are rough. And I did have a period in high school where I attempted suicide. I was in the hospital. I got better, and I received the help that I needed, and I had the support that I needed. And it's always been tragic to me, remembering the people that I was in the psychiatric ward with. One of them as young as 8 years old. There was one gentleman who was 75 years old. Either suicide, depression, it's not discriminatory. It just attacks everybody, and it's something that we can do something about. So anything that I can help, anytime I can help that, I want to be able to step in and do that.
So I've been in the middle of dinner with you. I've been in the middle of a show. I've been in the middle of Netflix and chill with you when you get a text or a call, and then you have to disappear for, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to talk to somebody. What would you say to people that are thinking about helping out? They're thinking about getting involved in something like that, but they're just not sure they have the tools or the time to do what you do.
Well, I would say that there's all kinds of ways to volunteer. I chose to become an ambassador, which is someone who actually does get on and speak with people and help out. But there's a lot of other opportunities for volunteering. And if you wanted to volunteer, if someone wanted to be a volunteer as an ambassador, but don't feel that they really have the skills or the knowledge or understand how that they could go about that, Objective Zero actually provides training. They have a set of training videos and courses that you actually go through prior to being on the platform as an ambassador. So it allows you an opportunity to sort of develop some of those skills and feel more comfortable when you're going on those calls and chatting with those folks in text messages. The reality is a lot of these folks just need someone to listen to their challenges, their problems, their fears. You know, a lot of these folks that we're talking to, men and women, dealing with nightmares, with night terrors, with the inability to leave their home because loud noises scare them, because they are paranoid. You know, these are, and oftentimes they're just looking for someone to listen to them. And anyone can do that. There's no skill needed to be an ear for someone who just wants to vent or to cry in some instances. There's a lot of people, they're dealing with emotions and unsure of who they can go. And we know military men and women are tough people, and they're never going to let someone see them vulnerable. But they need to be sometimes, especially if they're dealing with thoughts of suicide. And we are that platform where they can get that anonymous someone to listen to them and someone they can be vulnerable with.
Well, baby, I am very proud of you for doing what you do with them. I appreciate it more than you know, or you probably do know. I think you can go to objectivezero.org, if I'm not mistaken, as well as on your phone you can go to the Objective Zero app, and you can look. You don't have to sign up right away to do what Lisa does, but you can kind of look at the app, and you can look at the resources they have and the different programs they have. And to be honest with you, and this is probably going to be pretty sobering for some of you if you look at it for the first time, when you pull it up and you see the map of how many people are on the map that want to talk to somebody, it's more than you would think. It's very sobering. So, Pink Lisa, thank you.
Hey, I do have.
Oh, go ahead.
You're very welcome, baby. But I do have one more thing. I just want to let you guys know. So as Dave mentioned, if you guys are interested, you could absolutely go online to objectivezero.org. You can pick up your phone and find the app in Google Play or in the App Store. But there's 3 things that I would tell you. Number 1, check out the app. Even if you're not wanting to do anything to be a part of the organization, you may know someone who needs help. You may know a military member. You may know someone who's a caregiver for a military member or a veteran. The app has support resources for not just veterans, not just active military, but their families and their support system as well. So everyone needs a hand once in a while. If you know someone who needs hand, have them check out the app as well. If you do feel like you want to do something to help out, you'll see on there all kinds of ways that you can volunteer. And as Dave mentioned, there are a lot of different resources within the app that point you to all of the different veterans organizations, the different things that you can become involved with. Maybe Objective Zero is not the place you want to volunteer, but you're being called to put your time somewhere. You'll find a lot of resources on there, ways that you can identify something else that maybe is more to what you want to do. And then, of course, you can support them. You can support the organization itself by doing something with the organization. You can support them with a donation of some kind, or you can just support the different resources within. And I wanted to bring to attention 2 things, because I think these are super fun. The first one is they have a lot of resources for veteran-owned companies. 2 of those companies, one is called Flags of Valor, and it's a veteran-owned business that creates rustic combat veteran-crafted wooden flags, American flag clothes, framed wooden flag art. They're really, really cool, sort of vintage and distressed looking.
I saw that on local news. That's really sharp.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Are they cool. I'm sorry, Lisa.
No,
are they in Texas? Is that why you saw it, Charles?
No, it was. It's a national company, I think.
Yep,
but
it is.
It's really out for veterans out there. I mean, it's a great gift option.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody, they're just amazing. The products themselves are just really, really super cool. But yeah, they've got the veterans there. If you go on their website, they've got the stories of the guys who started the company. Just a really neat organization. So if you like that kind of thing, or if you're looking for gifts, great business to support. And then the other one I think is really, really great idea is something called Instant Hands. And it's essentially an Angie's List for veterans. So it's a way for military families, people who have skills, to provide those handyman skills so they can make money and then feel useful, and you can get stuff done around your house. So instead of going to like a Facebook, place or Angie's List, check out Instant Hands. It's actually an app you can get, again, in your Google Play Store or in your Apple Store. It's Instant, and then Hands is with a Z. Super cool. Really, really neat way to support veterans and their families. If you have anything that you need done.
That's awesome.
Those are just the two that I thought were really neat.
That's awesome, baby. Thank you for everything you do with them, and thanks for coming on tonight. I love you, and thank you.
Love you.
Right.
Love you guys. Love you, Glory.
Very much.
Thanks for having me on.
You got it, baby. I'll see you in about 15 minutes. If you're still
Give me another bottle.
If you're still awake. Wait, hold on. Oh, I got a little bit left. All right. Hey, well, I mean, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to pour it right now. Yeah, that'll get me through the end of this show. So anyway, for those of you, if you have any questions about Objective Zero, whether it be an app, whether it be the what they do, whether it be about some of the organizations they're affiliated with, please feel free to reach out to me, DM me. You can DM Pink Lisa. She's on Discord, I think, right? Lisa, hold on. Are you on Discord as Pink Lisa? Are you even on the? Are you on here still?
Yeah, I am. I'm on as Pink Lisa.
Okay.
And you can you just type in that name and you'll find me.
Okay. She's got a little pink shield thing going on. So if you are interested in helping out with that or being involved at all, please reach out to her or myself. All right, we're about to wrap this up. This is going to be a 2-hour show. Sorry, but really, I'm not fucking sorry. So, the last segment we're going to get into. How many is that? 4?
I don't know, 10.
10. Oh, bullshit! It's 10. Hold on, I'm trying to find the right. Did I already set it up? Oh, Mike All, there you are. All dat and a bag of chips. My man Mike All, the GM of Jacksonville. And I'm sure you guys have seen him. And if you haven't, then you've been missing out, because at the end of the show, the last segment that we do every week is Mike coming on and basically blowing us up with some sort of question that we have not previously discussed. And I've said before, I don't tell Mike what to say. I tell him not to tell me what to say. However, here's a caveat. This week is a little bit different because it involves a video that we had to set up. So technically we already know what's going on. Or I do. The panelists do not. I do. So all of that being said, let me bring on my man, Mike All, eating some kind of Pringles. Are those sour cream and onion? What are those? Hold on. Turn it to the, yeah, there you go. Sour cream and onion. So those are my second favorite Pringles, bro. I love those. And did you know, I don't think Pringles, I don't even think they're made out of potatoes anymore.
No, Dave. Pringles, much like what we'll be talking about, is kind of a lie.
So, wait, are those your favorite Pringles?
I like the cheese ones better.
I like the cheese ones better as well. They're just whatever fake chemical coating they put on those, on that whatever cardboard non-potato shit is just better, right? I agree.
Correct.
I get it. So for those of you who love to put that in your body, there you go. You're welcome. So, Mike, first of all, how you doing, bro? How you been this week?
I'm doing good. I'm just sitting here hanging out with the cat and the dog. There's another cat someplace else, but here I am with these two.
All right, there you go. It is what it is. So, I have a video that you and I previously discussed today. So, would you like to bring up the topic first, or would you like me to play the video first?
I think we should talk about the topic first to give it some preface.
Okay. All right. Do your thing.
So, I wanted to talk about...
I'm sorry, bro. I forgot to mention the fact that the prerequisite for Mike All to be on the show is that he always has to have some sort of chips. My bad.
Yeah, that's why it's all that and a bag of chips.
All that and a bag of chips. All that and a sleeve of chips. Hey, sleeve.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we should rename it.
Nah, Dave.
I'm just saying, sleeve sounds better.
Yeah, there's plenty of times when I have your sleeves right behind me, Dave.
That's true. Well, right. I think this might be the first or second show that you haven't had my sleeves behind you.
I didn't want to go sit downstairs.
That's okay. I get it. All right. Do your thing.
So, anyways, let's. I wanted to talk about the what's going on in St. Louis. First, we hear about Eagle, Wink, and Cairo calling it a career at the end of the season.
Yep.
Which surprised me because they were hardcore, and there goes my cat. They were hardcore. So I was surprised to see that happen. And now all of a sudden we get this announcement from CB12 saying that he's gonna look for greener pastures elsewhere at the end of the season. And then I've heard rumors, Dave. I don't know about you, but I've heard rumors that there's at least 2 more people that are looking to jump ship to the end of the season.
I've actually heard rumors of more than that.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
So that being said, what's your point? What's your question tonight?
So CB12, that's surprising to me. He said some things in the past that I'd like to bring up right now if we could. So if we could head to that video.
Ike, Tina, and what's this guy's name up here? Charles. Ike, Tina, and Charles. You're not going to be able to hear this on Discord. So if you have Twitch up or you can pull Twitch up, I will stall so you can hear the video because you can never hear it during that. Simulate. In the meantime, Cam says we need more ladies in the SFL. Once we can field 2 teams, we'll have an all-girls game. There's no context for this. I just forgot to post it earlier. All right, Cam, thank you. I'm down with that. Cam, if you're still there and you're listening, how many ladies do we have in the SFL? How many are we short? I'm wondering how many are we, and how many do we need to do an all ladies game? Those are 2 important things I would like to know. In the meantime, I'm going to look through this chat real quick to see if anybody else has joined in that I have not talked about, and I don't think so. 20 by last count. So what do we need? Maybe like 2 more, 4 more, 2 more, right? Like or 2, 22, 11 on each side. What do you think? Let me know, Cam.
Here's my question, quick.
Go ahead.
Can it be lingerie football?
Whoa.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa, here we go. Ike and Tina and Charles, have you been able to pull up the Twitch feed for this show?
Yes.
Wait, Bob says that makes 1 team. Well, not if you're only doing 11 players per team, Bob. I mean, I know we have 23 in the SFL, but I'm just saying if you had at least 22, you could have enough to have like 11 on 11 or whatever. I'm just saying. And the commissioner of the entire SFL just called Mike All a douche.
Yes, he did.
All right, so is everybody good to go? All right, I'm going to play this clip, and then we're going to dissect it, and we're going to talk about it. So remember, everybody that's listening, CB12 has called it a career in St. Louis. He's going to become a free agent. He's going to move on. He said it early for some reason. I think he did it on, I want to say he said on Netma, maybe? I think he said on Netma.
Yeah. Was it like Tuesday show or whatever?
What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, so yesterday. Yeah, you're right.
I just hit the goddamn play button.
Hey, first of all, shut the... Oh, wait, I'm not going to drop an F-bomb just because you said that. And I won't tell you what I normally tell you when we're talking on the phone. Bob Funk says, I'm saying 22 is a full offense and defense for 1 team. Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. Then we only need 2 more ladies. That's what I'm saying.
I wonder why this is a 2-hour show.
Well, it's going to be a 3-hour show if you don't stop. You know what? Again, I'm not going to say it.
Hit the play the bloody video for Christ's sake.
Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Charles, it does not control me. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. All right, folks, listen to this video, and then we're going to break it down and talk about it.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right into the camera right now. I'm going to be here for the long haul, and I'm going to try and help this team win a championship, no matter how long it takes. Does that answer your question?
So, Mike, because this is your segment, I'm going to give you first dibs on this. So, this is a guy who, and part of that clip that was not said, he was basically dissing Johnny for leaving St. Louis. He was talking shade, right? Mm-hmm. Throwing shade, talking shit to Johnny. And then saying, oh, I'm going to bring St. Louis to a championship. I'm going to be here for the long haul, blah, blah, blah. And I think he's 3 seasons in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, and 3 seasons.
3 seasons in, and he's bouncing. So what say you, Michael?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like the long haul. That sounds like a medium haul at best.
I'd say it's a short haul. I'd say it's a short haul.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's definitely not a mid haul.
It could be a tender haul. I don't know. Hey, there we go.
It's not an A haul. Ayo.
So yeah, that's definitely, and I don't see a ring on his finger. So where's that championship he promised? Or was this like a LeBron thing where he said, not 2 championships, not 3 rings,
7,
not 4
and 8, yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
But yeah, there was in his and I got to bring this up here because I wrote this down.
Okay.
In his comments through Tyler, he said, "I feel I would be utilized much better in a different style offense." So what you're telling me is, I'm not happy with my coaches because I'm not the superstar. I'm not getting all the attention. It's all about me, not the team. That's what I'm hearing from that one little comment right there.
That's an interesting take. Before we go to Charles and Tina and Ike and get their opinions on it, do you think it has anything to do with Eagle, Wink, and Cairo leaving? And if you do, based on what he said in the video, does that make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have something partially to do with Eagle and Wink leaving. Those were the guys that brought him in.
Right, but here's the thing. I don't remember in the video it saying, let me look at the camera. If Eagle, Wink, and Cairo stay, I'm here for the long haul, blah, 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 blah. There were no caveats in that statement, right?
Right.
So if you are the quarterback, supposed offensive leader on the field of a team, why should it matter who goes and leaves, especially if you make a statement like that, especially when you're dissing somebody else like Johnny Pickler in the meantime during that press conference?
Yeah, I mean, he's showing us that he's a guy that can talk the talk but not walk the walk, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh,
I gotta take some medicine, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, Dave. I don't know him. I don't know him personally, but I mean, with a move like this, maybe I don't want him as my quarterback.
That's a great point. So, Charles, let me start with you then. You and I have been together for 4 seasons already, coming up on 5 off seasons, if you will. And we've seen players do certain things, say certain things, act certain ways, and we're like, that guy, he will never be in the Lone Star clubhouse based on that. Is this one of those situations where a guy comes out, and let's be honest, if you watch the rest of that clip, he's just coming out to diss Johnny Pickler, who left St. Louis, right? And I'm not saying that part is bad necessarily because Johnny left St. Louis, but if you say the things that he just said on those video, and then 3 seasons later you bounce, is that a guy you want as a quarterback of your team?
I think there's a lot of factors going into that. I don't know what's going on with the team. He may not be. I mean, we talk about in this simulation league about quarterbacks, and we expect them to be able to stand in front of a microphone and make statements and carry themselves with the same expectations that we do for pro quarterbacks. And they're just people, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how old the guy is. He looks a lot younger than I. If I was permanently marked by some of the things I said and did when I was his age, I would probably be living a much different life than I am now. If I don't need a quarterback. I mean, we've got a franchise quarterback, but if I needed a quarterback, I would like to talk. I mean, I'd talk to him and get my own impression. I mean, I'm not going to judge it based on, he may look back on this and say it was a mistake. He may been put in a situation where he made some statements and he regrets it. But I don't know the whole story about him. I'm not going to come out here on this show and say anything negative about him. I'm not. It's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I can see where it could spark some debate. But, it comes down to giving people, a chance. And, people do make mistakes. And, we're not all prepared to be able to respond with professionalism and a certain amount of decor on the camera in front of the mic.
Well, let's spark some debate. Let's go ahead and do that. So, first of all, I know CB12 from at least one other league, maybe two. I've DM'd with him before. He seems like a good guy. But just because somebody seems like a good guy, like you said, doesn't mean they make all the right decisions. Bullet Beletsky in the chat said, my 2 cents. I don't blame Christian. Clearly there's something weird going on in St. Louis. Lots of defections every season. And I would actually I would argue that. But plus the exodus apparently happening after this season. Seems like a pattern to me, but then again, what the hell do I know? So I would say for the last 3 seasons or so, St. Louis has been pretty solid. They've had more wins than they've ever had. They've made the playoffs a couple years. They've been under the leadership. You still have Dwayne, and you still have who's the other owner, Charles? I'm sorry. It's Dwayne and Colin? Colin. Dwayne and Colin over there. But, you had Eagle in there and Cairo, and there's one other guy I can't think of. But the issue is, and Ike, I'll go to you first. The issue is, if you are a new, let's say your first season as running back at Lone Star, and you come out and you do this press conference and you're like, let me look at the camera. I'm going to be here for the long haul, blah, 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 after some other running back left or whatever. Don't you feel like once you make that statement and it's on video for the whole world to see, that there's certain expectations that go with that you should kind of live up to?
So first of all, I wouldn't go on.
That's right.
Wouldn't go on any kind of a press conference and say that. And thank you, LSG, for not making Ace and I do that kind of thing. Ace and I pay extra to be in this league. It doesn't mean that we should be first out front to do things that are different than other people. What it all comes down to, folks, is this is just a game.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of people having fun together as friends. What happens is there's this, like with Johnny and Bryant and this guy, you make them into something outside of the game, and that's not what it is. It's just in a game, and you get in there and you figure out, maybe, Charles and I were related, but I can't stand him in the game, so I gotta leave.
Right.
Why should that be held against me? Not that would ever happen, Charles. I love you. But I mean, and for this guy, he may, like Bullet said, there may be something going on in the locker room. We don't know what it is. We're not in there. Really, I don't know. Who cares? Let's just go out and play the game.
So,
can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, and then I want to ask Ike a follow-up before I go to Tina.
The point is, maybe we don't have to find what the problem is. You know what I mean? I mean, give him a pass, let him go on. I mean, we're talking about things like maybe it's a problem in the St. Louis locker room, and then everybody puts their crosshairs on St. Louis. I mean, right or wrong, this is a simulation league, and really, what are you going to get out of it if you go to a Colin or you go to a Dwayne and try and get juice from that apple? It's not productive. It's not. We're all family here. People say things that are stupid. I've said stupid.
They do,
but stupid stuff tonight.
No, but here's the thing, though. Here's the difference, Charles. Right? So that particular press conference was aimed at dissing Johnny, who has been dissed by a lot of people by the press conferences and the things that he said. Why do we not hold the same standard to him? Because Johnny's been crucified in this league, to be honest with you. And listen, and I'm not saying that just because I'm friends with him. It's been obvious, right? Johnny is it's a love-hate relationship with him, right? You either love him or you hate him.
But Dave,
but that particular press conference, Ike, was aimed at him. When he said, "Look at the camera," he was talking to Johnny Bickler.
Yeah, he was. But here's the thing: they've put themselves out there to be larger than life. If you want to put yourself out there in a computer simulated game, and you have to suffer whatever consequences you have. And if afterwards you're not getting along with the people because maybe you didn't do your due diligence before you went into business with these people, and then you back out, it's it's not a they're not getting paid $25 million
to
be the quarterback of the St. Louis Gladiators.
But if I diss somebody who did exactly what I'm about to do, and I came out and publicly dissed him, and then I turn around and do the same thing, there's got to be some repercussions for that, right? There's got to be. You can't say, oh, you're a snake in the grass. And listen, I'm not saying CB12 said this. I'm paraphrasing my own thing. I'm saying, so-and-so is a snake in the grass for doing this, and then 2 or 3 seasons later, I do the same thing. Should I not have to face a little bit of judgment for that?
No, because maybe, just maybe, there are other things going on underneath it that nobody wants to talk about or tell anybody about because we're not in frickin' high school anymore. We're playing a game.
You would think that. Real quick, Cam said in the chat, I don't think St. Louis made him do that. No. Cam, we're not saying that. I think CB12 did that on his own. I don't think they didn't make him release that information publicly either. No, I think CB12 said that on his own. So Tina, let me ask you the same thing before I go back to Mike too. If you come out and you talk shit about somebody else, even if it's like under the radar, or you even just make these. Let's take the Johnny factor out of it. Let's take that out because I know some people think I'm biased because I'm friends with Johnny. Let's take the Johnny factor out of it. Let's just say that I am coming out and saying what he said on that video. I'm going to be here for the long haul. I'm going to be here to try and win a championship. Blah blah blah. And I'm looking at the camera and I'm telling you that it's a pretty bold statement. It's not a. I said this, kind of passing by in an interview or something like that. He literally said, let me look at the camera and say this to your face. And 3 seasons later, he's bouncing already. It seems to me that either A, don't say that shit in the first place, or B, you need to be accountable for what you said. Am I being too harsh, or what do you think?
I mean, you probably shouldn't have came out and said that. I think he did definitely go back on his word. But like everybody said, there could be something in the background that we don't know, or because I didn't even know about this until just now. And yeah, it's he did definitely go back on his word to his team, but like there could be reasons, and for what we don't know. Right. But it is a game, and it is supposed to be for fun. And if you're gonna hype yourself up, I personally don't think you should be saying that stuff.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. If you're gonna hype yourself up and it blows up in your face, you got to face the music.
Yeah, you're only hurting your team too.
Right. No, I agree. Bullet Boletsky in the chat said locker room chemistry is everything in this league. If that's not definitely working, folks get a little antsy and vocal, blah 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 blah. So then, Bullet, I would ask you this, and I don't even know if you're still in here. You can feel free to jump in on the vocal part. But here's the thing: if I'm CB12, and I think chemistry is an issue, I've been fine with chemistry for 2.5 seasons or whatever it is, right? Well, then Eagle, Wink, and Cairo decide to leave. And then days later, I don't even think it was a week's worth of games later. It might have been. You can correct me if I'm wrong. He's saying he's going to bounce. Well, you haven't even given it time to see if the chemistry works without those guys. So why would you go out and announce that? And again, listen, I know I sound like I'm being hard on CB12 and whatever. And I probably wouldn't be as hard on him, Mike, if he hadn't come out with that video to begin with. But just the situation itself, they just left however many days ago. You haven't even given it a chance to see if it's going to work yet. Bullet, are you still in the? Are you still
yes,
in the voice?
Sir. Yeah.
So based on your comments and what I just said, what do you respond?
So clearly, based on the optics of it all, it looks like, he's just following those guys out of town, so to speak. But we really don't know what's been going on for the past 3 seasons over there. He could have been unhappy for that long. We really don't know. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just clearly speculating. But yeah, as someone mentioned, I think it was Ike. You're a quarterback in this league, and you do these press conferences and stuff. You're putting yourself out there, and you're larger than life, and you're going to have to take the hits when the hits come. And he's clearly prepared to take the hits. He made the video. He made that first video. And then he made the second video, right? And he made the statement for everyone to hear, right? So, he's clearly willing to take the bullets, so to speak.
Well,
so,
I hope he takes the bullets. CB12, if you're listening, I would love to have you on this show next week during the Mike All segment, the All Dat and a Bag of Chips, so we can talk about it because at the end of the day, actually, hold on, let me say this first. So Pink Lisa, the amazing, perfect, awesome Pink Lisa said in the chat, I don't disagree that there's probably things going on that we don't know about. If that's the case, then it probably shouldn't be a big public deal. If you don't want to talk about it, then don't make it public. And that's the thing, right? So you came out and talked shit and said, I'm not going to be like that other quarterback. I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to take you to the championship. And oh, by the way, 3 seasons later, fucking peace out, Audi, right? I mean, Bullet, you got to see that that doesn't correlate. That doesn't.
Oh, definitely,
up, right?
definitely. The optics are terrible. Optics are terrible. He seems like a big hypocrite on the surface, obviously. But I'm never going to. I'm not in that guy's shoes. I have no idea what happened behind the scenes. If anything, this could just be somebody looking for attention. It could be legitimate things going on behind the scenes. Right. Who knows?
So
Who knows?
I to answer your question in the thing, he went on a show last night and announced his departure of a team. And what are we, Charles? What are we in week? We've had 9 games.
Yeah.
So we're going into week 10.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we've all had 8 or 9 games. There's still lots of football to be played and playoffs and everything else. And he went on a show to announce. Now, maybe he let his team know beforehand. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But either way, you've been in Lone Star locker room. We would never – I don't want to say we would never allow, but we would discourage, and I would hope that nobody in the Lone Star locker room would just jump out on a show like that and announce their retirement without talking to us first, without working through it, any of that stuff. And I'm not saying he didn't. I really hope the CB12 comes on the show next week because I would love to know the details, but – he did announce it. He just did it instead of doing it with a video release. He did it on a show. So I just wanted to clear that up with you. I'm sure you probably didn't see the show that he was on or whatever, but I wanted to let you know that he did say it on a show that he was leaving. I think he did say on the show, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, that he did talk to St. Louis, and I think I've heard from St. Louis people that the understanding was, yes, you let us know. But it's kind of in-house for now. And Cam can chime in on this. I know we used to have rules about, when we announce this and when we announce that, but doesn't it seem kind of shady that – so, and here's a great example. Let me say I went to Charles yesterday. And I said, Charles, I'm leaving Lone Star. And he said, okay, cool. Let's keep it under wraps so we can, don't startle the team. Don't be a disruption. We're in the middle of a playoff hunt, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day I go out and I go on Netma and I go say it with your chest and all that stuff. And next thing you know, it's an issue. That's a problem, bro. So that's like the third or fourth thing that we've said that this is a problem based on this situation. Again, we haven't heard CB12's side of things. But I just don't see how I don't see how him going on the show last night, Mike, helps him, makes any sense, helps the team, anything. What's the purpose? And doing it in week 9, I don't see it. And seriously, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I don't see the benefit of that at all.
I honestly think it hurts the team because it's something that's going to negatively impact the team because now the person on offense they're supposed to rally behind, the quarterback, has said, you know what, I'm bouncing, guys, so whatever. I forget exactly what their record is and if they even where they rank in the chances of making the playoffs, but there's still a few games left. They still got time to take a shot at the playoffs.
I'm sure. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the hunt still.
Yeah. It's definitely not a good look. I mean, it wasn't smart of him to go out there and make that comment, but I don't think it's going to necessarily impact the win and loss record for St. Louis. But it's not a good look, and it's something he's going to have to deal with and answer questions when he's being interviewed by another general manager. But I mean, I guess, what's the end game here? I mean, he made a couple mistakes. What do we do?
Hold on one second. Cam said if you're going to rag on a Christian, then you got to rag on the other 3 who did the same week. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that, Cam, and maybe we can debate that. But the difference between the other 3 is that they didn't come out before and say, I'm not like Johnny. I'm here for the long haul. Let me look at the camera. Did that answer your question? I don't remember the other 3 doing any of that shit. Maybe they did. But I don't remember them putting out videos for that. And that, Cam, and to be honest with you, that's the difference. If you come out and you talk shit and then you back away from that, you got to face the music, bro. That's all I'm saying. There was another comment in here. Eddie Gage, at Dave Axis, I'd never invite you on my show. Bro, you don't have to invite me, bro. I'm just going to fucking hop on and steal the show. You know that. It's going to be the Say It With Your Axis show. You know what's up. But you just said you didn't think you should have done it in the middle of the – right. No. You're right. Yeah, Cam, that part you're right. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I got to click this so I can see the rest of the messages. Okay, so Cam, that's what you're saying is that he shouldn't have done it in the middle. I'm just saying you didn't think. Oh, in the middle of the season. Yeah. I don't think he should have made a video. That's what I mean. Hold on, dude. The fucking chats are coming so quick. You guys got to stop talking to me. I can't read it so fast. That video.
Oh, he made 2 videos. He made one when he got drafted.
No, okay, no. So, Cam, I think here's the difference. And listen, and I'll be fair right now, Cam. I didn't confuse myself. Just the comments were going so fast, I had to keep up with the show chat. I would say that the difference is the other 3 didn't go on a show and make a big deal out of it after they made a video. I guess that's where I'm at with this. And you're right on the first part. I wouldn't have done it in the middle of the season. I wouldn't have done it 3/4 of the season. If you have a chance to be during the playoffs, why would you just decide to become a distraction to your team? So I agree with that part of it, but I would also say that the other 3, number one, they didn't make a video before saying they were never leaving. They're here for the long haul. Look at the camera, blah blah blah. And then second, they didn't go on a show to announce the fact that they were leaving their team. So that's where I go with that. Eddie Gage, do you have those video? Oh, damn, dude, these fucking chats are going so fast. Do you have those videos queued up? If you showed it, hold on. If you showed it, my apologies. I guess I'd have to know what videos you're talking about. We can talk later, Eddie. We can hit it up later because I'm not. Seriously, everybody's talking about this so fast, and they're all typing paragraphs. I can't keep up with it. So, the other 3 announced their retirement. CB12 announced he was a free agent. Yeah, that's a good point too, Bob Funk. Bob Funk said the other 3 announced their retirement, where CB12 announced he was a free agent. So that's different, I guess, technically. All right. So at the end of the day, here we go. Let's wrap this show up. This is the longest. Ride to this is the longest ride on the road to glory we've had so far. Tina, I'm going to start with you, and then I'll hit Ike and then Charles. Your final thoughts on this entire situation that we just spent literally, I think we just spent like a half an hour of what was supposed to be an hour and a half show to go an hour over on. What's your final thoughts on this entire fiasco?
Just don't go out, just don't put yourself out there and say that you're going to be committed to your team, and just stay true to your word.
So that's important right there, right? That's a great, actually, somebody clip that shit. Be true to your word, right? If you say you're going to do something, fucking do it. That's it. Eddie Gage, good content can never be. Eddie Gage, don't make me bring back Access After Dark. And then Cam, final thoughts. Not everything is a mountain. No, I get it, Cam. I'm not saying this is a mountain. I'm just, I would argue this is a molehill as well. But it's what's at the forefront right now with free agency and what have you. So I thought it was good for Mike to bring it up. I'm glad that we had the video to discuss it. Ike, what are your final thoughts on this this whole situation?
My final thoughts are, I don't care if you get on a video and announce it. That's irrelevant. And you sign a contract with the team, you're giving them your word that you're going to play with them for the season.
Right.
Bag out in the middle of the season, you've broken your contract, you've broken your word. Word is your honor. If you can't stick with your word, you're no good.
So let me ask as a follow-up, as we know, we're all on one-year contracts here in the SFL, right? And to be fair to CB12, he said at the end of this season he's going to be leaving. Is that a breach of contract? I mean, technically it's not. I don't think so. Right? Technically it's not.
I don't think so. I think he's letting everybody know, hey, at the end of the year, I'm out here. I'm ready to go. I mean, hell, you guys reached out to us this week.
Yeah. To ask who's coming back and whatever. That's what we do.
Exactly. So now's the time of year to do that. And if he wants to let other teams know when they're making their decisions, that's it. If he did like the other people who left in the middle of the year, of the season, those people should never be on another team. They've broken their word. Your word is your honor.
Yeah, I agree. Your word is your bond. I get it. Based on what Ike just said, Charles, your word is your bond. So if I look into the camera and I say, I'm not going to leave, I'm here for the long haul to lead this team to a championship, and then I bounce after 3 seasons, should you not face the music?
What does that mean, face the music?
Well, it means people ragging on you. It means teams not
he's
wanting
to get that.
Well,
he knows he's going to get that.
Right, it means teams not wanting to sign you.
I mean, that's going to happen. But I would say 2 points here. I agree with everything that Ike said, but I would say 2 things. I think there's only one person in this league that is prepared to put himself out there for controversy and get in people's face and say things that, get people fired up, and that's Johnny. And I think there's some level he relishes it. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily think that's necessarily a bad thing. But for the other people that are considering going down that route, I would advise against it. And then the other thing is, if you've got any dirty laundry, if you've got any concerns or whatever, do not take them on a show. Do not take them on a podcast.
Right.
Keep them to yourself or talk to your confidants, which, is questionable at some level. That's a whole other story. But, talk to people that you trust and leave it at that. Don't go out on a show and make a big announcement like that, because it's going to blow up. People are going to overreact. And then, we're going to be talking about on the show and trying to get retribution on a simulation link that people pay to have fun.
Right. I get that. Michael, this is your show, bro. This is all dat. And as let me find it. As Bo just said, where's Bo's comment?
Bag of family
all dat and a family size of chips, because this was a long one. Before I get to that, hold on. Cam just says, but yeah, my opinion is it's a molehill. Oh no, yeah, Cam, I agree. It's a molehill. It's not major, but it's the topic at hand right now. And let's be honest, Mike. Anybody, if Johnny had done what CB12 is, people would be crucifying the fuck out of him right now, right? If I did that, people would be crucifying me. If other big names came out and said, or what if I just said right now on record, we're gonna crush Vancouver, fucking 42-0, blah blah blah, dude, I'm gonna get lit up next week. Why is it not fair to light CB12 up for the same thing?
I mean, you say something, you're gonna get called out. That's just a fact. It doesn't matter if it's on a podcast like this, or if it's in Gen Chat, or in the locker room, or wherever. People are going to talk about it. And to be fair, I didn't mean for this to turn into the hate CB12.
Well, and listen,
became.
It's not a hate CB12, because I actually like CB12 as a person. I just think he made a really bad decision. And, you can make a bad decision, you can make a bad mistake, right, Mike? But when you go out of your way to target somebody while you're doing it, I think it adds another layer to it. And he did that with Johnny, for sure.
Sure. I don't agree with the way he's handled it. Now, if he wants to get his name out there, DM some GMs. You don't have to air your laundry in the public. Let's go back to what happened with Tyler at the end of his career in San Diego. He didn't do it during the season. He aired it in public on his show in front of everybody. Some things I don't think should have been brought to the public, should have just been kept in house. I don't 100% agree with the way he did it, but he did it after the season at least. He didn't cause distraction during the season.
Well, that's a good example, but he did take a lot of heat. I kind of feel like he already knew where he was going. I wonder, and Charles, we'll wrap this up after this, and I'm going to go to Mike with the same thing. Do you just think CB12 already knows where he's going and he doesn't give a shit? Right? Like, throw it out there. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I've already worked the deal with another team, so it doesn't matter. And again, I'm speculating. I'm not saying that he did that. I'm asking the question, is it plausible?
It's a possibility.
Charles?
Possibly.
I love when I put Charles on the spot when he doesn't want to answer something.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know him, so I can't. I'm just speculating. I mean, I don't.
Right.
And I don't know what's going on in St. Louis, and it may be him. I mean, I don't know what he's dealing with. I don't know. He could have some crap he's dealing with off the field that's put him in a certain state. I don't know. It might be fair. It might not be fair saying that, but
Well, Mike, as always, you bring the topics at the end of the show, and for some reason, this always seemed to make the show a lot longer.
That's what I do, Dave. That's what I do.
I hear that.
Let me just say, I like all those guys in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I like Dwayne. I like Colin. They're great guys.
Yep.
I loved Eagle and Wink. They were good guys. I'm sad to see them retiring. They probably could have held that announcement a little bit longer too. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's sad to see that St. Louis has finally gotten up to where they should be, and now they might be coming back down again.
Well, Mike, thank you for being here. This is coming up on a 2.5-hour show, so let me know if the topic is so hot next week. We got a budget for a 3-hour show.
Every week, Dave. Every week.
All right, bro. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Mike all that and a bag of chips, and that was a family-sized bag of chips, like Bo Martin said. Faux show.
I want Sam's Club bag of chips,
dude. That was I mean, listen, and I get it. I think I actually think it's a hot topic. I mean, you can't go out there and talk shit and then do the opposite of what you said. That's all I'm saying. So if I say we're gonna kick everybody's ass and we're gonna go 12-0 and we're gonna win the championship,
but we know it's gonna happen.
Come on.
It's going to happen. He's going to have to face the music.
Well, or he already has a deal in place and he doesn't give a shit.
Well, yeah, he could probably maybe both.
It could be both. It could definitely be both. Let me throw some last shout-outs before we start wrapping this shindig up. I see lots of people here. We still got about 30 people on this bad boy, it looks like. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And then, of course, Cam, at Ike McBride. It was great hearing you tonight throughout the show. Usually we have broadcast meetings and I'm tied up, but tonight we had it also. Got to listen. Yogi and Albert and plenty of people in the chat reminding me that Lone Star was predicted to go 2-10. I don't even think I need to address that because that's obvious. Let me see. Anybody else in
That's
here?
A whole other bag of chips.
Dude, it's a whole other. Mike All, are you still here? Should we talk about that? Oh, no, we talked about didn't we talk about that week?
Next week.
Yeah, wait, Mike, didn't we talk about that like week 1?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, when you had the stuff on your chair and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's when I had the Fort Worth and you guys with your sleeves and me with the flag behind me.
Exactly.
But you know what? I'm always willing to give Charles some crap if we can do that too.
Well, that'll work too. All right, Mike. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Let's wrap this shindig up. First of all, let's talk about what we like to talk about at the end of every show, to make sure that everybody knows, everybody's involved. If you have information, if you know information, if you need information, you can go to findourmissing.com/EvansHope, or on Facebook you can go to Find Our Missing Evans Hope for the just terrible murder of Evan Lacy. He went missing on December 17, 2019. He was found murdered on January 3rd, 2020, and his culprit has still, to this day, not been found and brought to justice. We talked about Objective Zero earlier with the lovely, amazing, perfect Pink Lisa, and Again, if you have questions or you want information about that, feel free to reach out to me or her. Oh, I screwed these. I forgot to do these. That's 2 weeks in a row. We're not doing. Special thanks to pretty much everybody. Charles, as always. Ike, thank you for being here tonight. Tina, thank you for being here tonight. The usual suspects of Gunny and Mike All and Bullet Beletsky and did I say Gunny already? And Yogi and Nate and everybody and Freddie, who's about to come on and say goodnight to all of us. Freddie's about to come on and serenade each and every single one of us so we can wrap this shindig up. Freddie, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Hey, good evening, Dave. Great show by you and Charles, and great job by the ladies of Lone Star, Tina and Ike. And so, ladies, you got to give me a little hand wave now because we fixing to turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. We call it a night. Party's over. Until next week, we'll do the same old thing again. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Freddie. Thanks for being here. Thank you for tuning in tonight to the 8th ride on the road to glory. We hit a lot of topics tonight. We talked about the Lone Star. We talked about our game with Portland. We talked about our upcoming game with Vancouver. This was ladies' night. The ladies of Lone Star, Ike McBride and Tina Begin and Pink Lisa in the house tonight to do the 8th ride on the road to glory. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for being in the chat. You know I love the chat. You can never have too much chat. Let me look real quick. Anybody else talk shit before I got to go? Let's see. Let me see. No, it looks like we're good. All right, everybody. We'll see you right here next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for ride number 9 on the road to glory, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this Twitch channel. Have a glorious week. Good night, or good night. Good luck to all the teams playing this week except for Vancouver, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Good night now.